This is the Rogie Report News on the Fringe FM. I'm Jess Rogie. The 2004 USS Nimitz Tic Tac video has become important evidence in the UFO community. The Pentagon confirmed its authenticity in 2017. Recently, a commanding officer on the USS Nimitz, Captain Max Clark, said, "From my perspective, we have an obligation to make sure the airspace is clear. Whether it's UAP or UAV, this is all part of airspace." Captain Clark assumed command of the Nimitz on August 1st, 2019, but was not aboard the Nimitz when the unusual sighting was reported 16 years ago. This announcement comes just weeks after the Office of Naval Intelligence revealed the existence of a classified and unreleased video of a UFO. The video is likely a full version of the leaked 76-second video clip that the Department of Defense admitted in 2017 was authentic. Former British Secretary of Defense Nick Pope said the comments came as a surprise. He stated that these are fascinating comments and it's interesting that they were made at all because the Department of Defense recently took over responding to all UFO-related questions from the media, following some tension between them and the U.S. Navy. What's being downplayed by everyone is the staggering fact that the U.S. government doesn't know what these objects are, Pope added. Pope also said there are huge sensitivities over the Nimitz incident and the recent admission by the U.S. Navy that it has secret unreleased video that put the affair back in the spotlight. And Captain Clark's comments further fuel speculation surrounding the footage, which has baffled the world. At least 6 Super Hornet pilots made visual or instrument contact with UFOs on November 14th of 2004. The encounters have been documented in a number of interviews with first-hand witnesses, and the object's incredible speed and movement have led to speculation that it was extraterrestrial in origin. In Huntsville, Alabama, new homes are being built over a possible 1,500-year-old Native American burial site. And it does sound like the plot to 1982's film The Poltergeist. In a new housing development, residents have been reporting finding spearheads, pottery shards, and even possible human bone fragments. A private archaeological firm conducted a survey in 2010 and confirmed that the site is a Native American village dated to around 500 to 900 AD. Owner of the construction company, Jim Benton, says prior to the development, we engaged a local geotechnical engineering firm to do a site evaluation on the property. There were no reported significant historical or archaeological features on the property. Huntsville's zoning code requires a setback of at least 25 feet from historical or archaeological sites. This is the Rogie Report News on the Fringe FM. I'm Jess Rogie.
Message is being broadcast by the Department of Defense of the Republic. At 2 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, multiple unidentified objects were confirmed to have entered Earth's atmosphere.
Discovery Houston, 20 seconds to LOS egress.
The first message that comes to you is you are a divine being. You matter. You count. You come from realms of unimaginable power and light, and you will return to those realms.
The vast stretches of the unknown and the unanswered and the unfinished still far outstrip our collective comprehension.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Broadcasting from Forest Tower Studios, all the way from the Deep South. Now, here is your host, Joe Root.
Broadcasting from a shack on a hill in the mossy creek bottoms of Cane Creek, Arkansas, this is Lighting the Void. And I'm Joe Roop. Welcome live on the Fringe FM. It's Friday night, February the 21st on into the 22nd. And this is the event. Welcome, everyone, to our live monthly new moon force show, Cosmic Conditions, with psychic astrologer Mary Dusina at marydusina.com. Each month, we have our mountain mystic starry shaman, Mary Dusina, to give us both current celestial insights as well as open the phone lines for our audience to be gifted some intuitive insights, astrology answers, and oracle and card messages by Mary. So that's coming up here just shortly. Also want to give a quick shout out to our sponsors, GetTheTea.com, AncientLifeOil.com, and Metaphorical Archaeology. Give Barbara Sharpton a call over at Metaphorical Archaeology if you've had a paranormal experience that has caused you any type of trauma or post-traumatic stress. You can give them a call at 214-995-3754. That's going to get you a pro bono session through us. Also, the call-in number tonight's 1-800-588-0335. And Mary is going to give the forecast, and then after that, we'll start taking your calls as usual. If this is your first time tuning in, you probably want to grab a snack and come on back because it's about to get heavy up in here, I promise you. All right? So, also, look, I want to really, really get you guys, I'm going to say this every night until we just fill up the entire audience, our audience at UFO Seekers. So UFOseekers.com, that's who you need to go to for ufology, everything. At UFO Seekers on Twitter, also youtube.com/UFO Seekers. Now we're going to get this going because, we just need to. This is important. So let me introduce Mary in case you don't know who Mary is. Mary Dusina is a third-generation natural clairvoyant who became very aware of the spiritual worlds in early childhood. Because of her love for the earthly stars, she embraced studying the art of astrology at 14, as well as many other metaphysical and holistic healing disciplines. Always happiest out in nature, she could telepathically read animals, as it remains so still to this day. And at 19, she was invited to be the monthly resident astrologer / psychic for the ABC affiliate in Tampa Bay, Florida media markets. And next, she was offered to host the first ever live radio show called Cosmic Conditions, where each Saturday night, the eager audience called for her intuitive savvy. And she appeared as the Tampa Bay's wizard on every media outlet and in local newspapers, giving her yearly forecast and her yearly readings for everybody, too. So Mary offers a most unique style of astrological interpretation, and after dedicating 20 plus years to study and traveling in native people's medicine wheel ceremonial teachings, she blends the birth horoscope position with the sacred medicine wheel meanings, and her holistic approaches to both her oracle and intuitive reading of one's energies ultimately helps the seeker to navigate their life path in stronger ways. So reminding us that all of our answers are deep within us. Mary, it's good to have you back here. Always good to have you back.
Thank you, Captain. Thank you. That's very nice. Highlighting the Void Walkers, Fringe FM. It's nice to be back with the tribe. It's Pisces time. My favorite time. Halloween in the Pisces time happens to be my favorite times because this is when we get into the 12th Western Zodiac sign, Joe, and loyal audience. This is like if you felt tired lately, it's like, I'm really just dragging, I'm sleepy. Then you try to go to sleep and you're like, okay, now why have I lost my sleep? Why is it fighting me? So once we start to go into Pisces and add in 2020 that Mercury turned retrograde in Pisces around the 17th, right as the sun slid into our 12th water sign, mutable sign of Pisces, it's like we're walking around in a momentum of a bit of self-hypnosis. A lot of us are walking around with our psychic and natural gifts right up there at the surface, like it's high tide. Psychically, it's high tide for wish crafting, conjuring, prayerful principles, ceremonial rituals, and dancing. One of the non-familiar aspects of Pisces medicine in the last season in the northern hemisphere for winter is Pisces. Because as spring equinox happens, if we live in the northern hemisphere, for a mystic like myself, for most astrologers, that's the turning of the wheel that we celebrate as the real beginning of the new year. The mystic New Year's spring equinox, when you follow the seasons and you choose to work more with Mama Nature. So Pisces rules the feet. It's the balance polarity sign to you Virgos out there. And so on the medicine wheel right now, Pisces is the east. It's the dawning of our Piscean season, and that kicked in around just after Valentine's Day, that 17th, 18th of February. And we've got a real kind of a brigade of planets right now heavy in the water signs and the earth signs. So Mars went into Capricorn, so we've got Mars, which is ready to really get busy and get work done when it gets into that working earth sign of Capricorn. Anyway, we've got Mars and Saturn and Jupiter and Pluto and the South Node all in Capricorn as we're speaking tonight. And even as you're listening to this in the archives in the future days, we're strong in Capricorn and we're strong in Pisces because we've got the sun and the moon coming up on Sunday as our new moon lunation in the water sign of Pisces, and we've got Mercury there. We've got Neptune there. And what's happening is Pisces, the water element, gets along very well with Uranus and Taurus and this caravan of Capricorn. It's like the earth signs ground us, and the water signs are like, I just need to drift and dream, and I want to meditate, and I want to visualize, and I need to do some really in-depth Reiki, self-hypnotic healing. Maybe I want to go to a ceremonial fire. Maybe I want to go to a gathering where we dance and we drum. Anything that can get you out of your logical kind of tick-tock, chasing the clock mind self is Pisces, because Pisces is the mer people. It's the mermaid. It's the mermen. It's the men that sign up to get out over the seas, whether they're working on a Carnival cruise line or whether they're the pirates or they choose to go into the Coast Guard or they just want in the Navy. They want to be on the water. They want to be out there navigating the flow of Mother Nature and her waters. And people that love to go diving, people that love to go snorkeling, swim with the dolphins, all of it, that's Pisces type of things. And of course, an obvious totem, spirit totem for Pisces are like all the creatures that live in the depths of Mother Earth's waters. So people they think about porpoise and they think about dolphins, but they don't think about the ancient creatures that are still in the mysterious depths. So a lot of people don't understand how intelligent an octopus is, or how ancient of a record keeper the whale is. So it's a lot to do with, we may hear all the way into April about the states of our ocean's health, and there'll be more people getting in an ecological mode to get the plastic out of the waters. They're going to be supporting organizations that do that to clean up the waters with what we humans tend to trash and dump and just discard in our frivolous ways. So water and the oceanic realms, if you can get near water right now, we're working with the element of water. So whether it's your tears or you feel like you need to just get out there and walk or hit the gym or go do some martial arts and just get your actual body detoxifying through sweating, that's anything to do with the waters of the body. The flow of the fluids in the body is all about Pisces. And just take a moment and move your feet. Just take a moment and connect with, I think, one of the most ignored and not taken care of part of our human temple is the feet. It has, it's do you soak them? Do you women run out there and get pedicures, but I'm talking about really getting your reflexology, having foot massages, being able just to let the feet air out, being able to put certain type of healing salves and creams, even arnica gel, just to kind of nourish the feet. So holistically, sublingual B12 is really good to take to kind of balance these Pisces currents. It helps us with our nerves. Anything to do with the B vitamins help nervousness and anxiety and kind of like that ratcheting up impatience. The B's calm you down. And Pisces, if you think about it in modern day tech, Pisces energy right now for all of us, it hits all of our charts somewhere, has a lot to do with we're receptors, we're receiving, we're like full out beginning to get these downloads, and what are we allowing ourselves to be receptive to? So if you look at the word imagination and you separate it, this is very Pisces because it's the old Beatles song, Magical Mystery Tour. That's Pisces. So if you separate the word imagination, capital I dash magi, MAGI dash nation. So this is about what do you believe in? are your beliefs that you ascribe to, that you abide with, are they serving you? Have you moved away from the beliefs that have always served you well, that have responded to you, and however you reach out to the Creator or spirituality, or that you use to mentally calm yourself and emotionally please yourself? So Pisces is about how are you doing in those categories of how's your mind thought world, how are you communicating, are you in a mood to be more alone and isolated, or very particular about the types of humans that you're around, because the shadow side of Pisces can have a lot to do with the vicious victim, as I call it, the person that continually rejects the people that love them's advice to go get therapy or go get help, or, you know, maybe you should have that analyzed, and like, yeah, I will, when they continue to constantly complain. And in the big psychological manual, that's called a help reject complainer. So they get more out of being the victim or having the pity party. This is the shadow side of Pisces in all of our charts, but especially those people that have Pisces solar signs or Pisces rising signs. But the Pisces element in each of our charts and each of our star map has a lot to do with where we are absolutely a natural wizard, a natural intuitive, an empath. It's where compassion is seeking us, and how we learn the balance between giving mercy and understanding that yes means yes and no means no, and not needing to explain that all the time or hem and haw around that. It's like these game shows. That's a yes for me, that's a no for me. So it's got to do with, can you find your balance right now emotionally by, again, as we always say, Joe, staying true to yourself, but not. Sometimes we let pressures build up so much on us when we're going through the water signs of Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, that we get to that point of frustrated exhaustion. We've not taken care of ourselves, and so now we're running thin. And so that's when we tend to lash out and say or do things that are ghosting people, avoiding a situation, running toward addiction in order just to get some type of peace of feeling or peace of mind.
Yeah, just to feel better. Yeah, that's not good.
Well, and if we could resort to the type of magic and spirituality and soul comfort, if you can, seek your soul vitamins, just, like we talk about detoxing with Get the Tea and Ancient Life Oil and dealing with the paranormal haunts with Barbara Charlton. I mean, this is that season. Pisces and Virgo in any given year are your best times to really discipline yourself, especially with all this Capricorn, Joe, to discipline ourselves and to actually seek some of these active, holistic, healing, therapeutical models. I mean, what could you do different? What are you resisting? You complain, yet what are you doing to actually just dip your big toe in the water and try something different? And at least ask yourself, how long, talk about the paranormal, how long am I going to continue to let that memory or that situation haunt me? It's interfering with my ability to be here now and be fully present. So maybe soak your feet, walk, be focused on your feet, where Virgo is more the digestion. Pisces has to do with what is the function of my feet mystically. They carry me to things, or they help me walk away or lean in or move toward. I'm walking in or I'm walking away. So that's part of that psychic receptor. How are you balancing out what's taking in too much, maybe, energy from you, especially an emotional, psychological type of state? This is more of a quiet, pensive, intuitive. I feel the Pisces season astrologically raises the bar at the best part of you being able to work with your own oracles, your pendulums, your divination. You're learning something new about your chart, trying a different type of meditative, holistic ritual. And if you really if you're ADD and you really can't focus more than 5 or 10 minutes, then that's a start. That's dipping your toe in the water and saying, listen, because I need to care about the progress of my mental health, my emotional states of being, so I'm not walking around half-cocked, frustrated, and ready to lash out at someone else and then blame myself. I need to attend to me. So this is that time of year. This is that final sign of the winter season. on the medicine wheel. It's the final sign in the direction of the north on the sacred medicine wheel. So this is we're about to enter into the dawning of 2020. Spring is the east and it's the sunrise, and we begin that with Aries. So we're going to be starting the whole zodiacal wheel over when the sun slips into Aries on March the 19th. So in the meantime, we're finishing out these Piscean Capricorn energies, saying what grounds you, what gives you satisfaction, that you feel like that you're not just swimming in all kinds of currents, the currents against you, you're going with the flow. These are all types of water sign things. And so when we think about Pisces, when you think about this energy, Pisces is the extremes of emotions and psychism and paranormal. So the extreme energies of Pisces, being a receptor and the sensitivity, can sometimes make things harder. We have to keep a little bit of a close watch on our health over this next 28 to 30 days, because our immune systems are directly affected by the delicacy of this sign. So like tonight, February the 21st, we've got Mars in Capricorn. There's our Earth and the impetus of Mars forming a very favorable aspect to the planet of predictability and radical approach, Uranus in Taurus. So we've got this kind of unparalleled, uncontrolled physical energy saying, if I can channel it, this weekend's a great time for me to make something unique happen. So when it gets earthy and it's Taurus and it's Capricorn, it becomes sensual. And it becomes, how can I bask and just take some rich moments? And I don't care if that's comfort food or kissing somebody's neck. How can I just enjoy my physical temple on my Mother Earth? What would bring me pleasure? Is it going out in nature? Is it calling up a certain person that never irritates me and we go have a get-together at our favorite lunch place? I mean, money could be coming in this weekend, even though Mercury's retrograde until March 9th, 10th, because it's Pisces. So even though our mercurial agent that has to do with communications and travel and the moving forward of things, even though it's retrograde, a Mercury retrograde in Pisces is extremely favorable if you've got a mystical leaning. If you're willing to look at the lens of yourself psychologically, Mercury retrogrades are great study transits when they happen. So when you choose your subject wisely, Mercury retrograde is a key that will open up vast and even snap your fingers instantaneous relief to something that could have plagued you since childhood. It's just like, oh my God, I see that with fresh eyes now. I've got a fresh outlook on an old problem. So you can see it with new eyes, and I'm spelling that E-Y-E, and I'm also spelling that capital I. The eye of you can actually focus in a different way with Mercury and Pisces. And if you'll just take one day out of, between this new moon and the super moon, full moon coming up in Virgo when we get closer to March 9th, 10th, if you'll just promise yourself that you're going to take a part of I usually take a nap at this time of the day anyway, just turn on a meditation. Music can be very healing in the time of Pisces. Anything that you can just shift yourself that isn't always an alteration by medication or alcohol or potentially addictive things that help us just walk away from the intensity of earth life and the material world and go into a zone. So believe me, the reason we're walking around a little groggy and sleepy is we're wanting an escape. The part of Pisces is like, I just got to shut this stuff off in my head. I'm done with this family drama. I've got so much stuff to pack because I'm going to move. I don't know if this job is going to work out. It can wear you out in Pisces if you stay there. So find some kind of way, and I'm real good with you going out and just dancing and having some music and just getting lost in a concert. All of that is favorable in Pisces too. But I know that our captain of the ship here, Captain Aries Joe, loves everything to do with astral travel and dreaming, and this is that most powerful time of the year. Of all 12 sign transits, Pisces is the absolute best sign for you to obtain the results that seem to be eluding you when you want to do lucid dreaming or you want to get answers from your guides. So if you've got an oracle deck, if you like the pendulum, if you're a dowser, if you have the I Ching or you're reading the Art of War, this is that time to get yourself to be a bit of an intuitive ninja, because it's very, very, very favorable for that. And it's leap year, so on February the 29th, now Joe will know this because he's had some time in the South. In the South, there's, I think we used to call it Sadie Hawkins Day, but in the South, we would say that every 4 years when there's a leap year and we have that extra day, in February, which is still Pisces, it was rumored that in the mountains that the girls could actually tell the guys at school, hey, be my boyfriend, and if you were adult, that you could actually be the one to propose. And today we've got blurred lines with the whole gender, the whole gender. The
ginger
the
thing,
whole gender. Yeah, and so it's, to me, I try to look at it by yin yang, because I have enough Scorpio in my chart that I am not going to always try to be politically correct, because your opinion is just as valuable as mine, but your opinion isn't going to override on me, certainly not with my Scorpio. So I'm just going to say that the yin-yang and the magnetic and the electrical lines can get a little blurred regardless of our gender when we're coming into this February 28th, 29th of this year, because what's happening, we're going to have this new moon, and then as we're going to get this blast of this double Pisces energy. And so I just kind of want to encapsulate that before I talk about your signs. We'll probably go to break, and then I'll give you little themes of your signs, because this is your once-a-year chance, all of you, to use your vision, your inspiration, and your compassion to bless you by releasing old habits, addictions, or dependencies, and just allow that new regimen to benefit your health and your well-being. So if you use this wisely, a Pisces new moon is your first step on your stairway to heaven.
Fantastic. Perfect. When we go to break here, and then we'll come back and talk about your signs and finish up this message as well. MaryDusina.com is the website you want to check out. That's MaryDusina, MaryDusina.com. Also, 1-800-588-0335 is the number to call in. We'll be right back.
This portion of the show is being brought to you by new lemon-flavored Acid Rain, the deadly pollutant with that fresh lemony smell. So the next time someone tells you to name your poison, you have a choice, lemon-flavored or regular unscented.
From a cave in the depths of your mind, it's Lighting the Void with Joe Root.
The Fringe FM isn't just a radio station. We also provide services for all your audio production needs. If you are interested in live radio or pre-recorded podcasts, we're here to help. We even do audio enhancements and voiceovers if needed. If you want to do a podcast or live radio show and even want the option to syndicate on terrestrial radio, from simple audio file enhancement to live production and call screening, we have you covered. We have worked with some of the best professionals in the business in order to provide coaching instruction for content creation, show structure, and more. Contact The Fringe Digital Media for more at info@thefringe.fm. That's info@thefringe.fm, or call 501-777-5631 for a consultation.
OMG! People are jumping on board to the Life Change Tea Regiment. Brew, steep, and drink for a gentle, taste-great cleanse. It's changing how they feel. See what everybody's talking about. Log on to getthetea.com. That's getthetea.com. Life Change Tea aids in digestive slowdown and helps people get moving down a healthy path. We won't make claims. We'll just let you decide. Experience is much better than a commercial anyway. If you want results, log on to getthetea.com and purchase your super strength cleansing tea. You won't be disappointed. And if you're looking for some mind-body suggestions, go to YouTube and punch in the search bar Health Matters Now. That's Health Matters Now. Put power into your health now. So, getthetea.com. That's getthetea.com for super strength tea. And YouTube, Health Matters Now. That's Health Matters Now for valuable suggestions. Getthetea.com. The tea that makes you go.
Are you intrigued by Paranormal Talk Radio? You'll love the new Paranormal Radio app from TalkStream Live. You'll find a great selection of talk shows covering UFOs, ghosts, strange phenomena, and much more. Download the Paranormal Radio app now and start listening to the very best in paranormal talk entertainment, including the network you're listening to right now, the Paranormal Radio app. free in Google Play and the iOS App Store.
This is Barbara Charlton from Metaphorical Archaeology. If you've ever had a traumatic paranormal experience, the effects of it may stay with you for years. Who do you talk to? You can't go to conventional help. What we do is we use emotional freedom techniques or tapping to actually neutralize the effects of that event. Maybe when you tell the story now, your heart races and your palms get sweaty. You don't even want to think about it because you don't know how to neutralize that. That's what EFT tapping does. It neutralizes those emotions. The circuit that was recorded on is gone. The energy flows freely and you're free of it. And that's what emotional freedom is all about. We offer this as a pro bono service, but this is something that I offer because no one, it seems, is helping people with these experiences. If you'd like to reach me, it's really easy. My cell phone is 214-995-3754. Please leave a message. I will get back to you as quickly as possible. Or you can email me, barb.eft@gmail.com. And EFT stands for Emotional Freedom Techniques. Reach out to me. It's confidential. This works. You won't believe the results.
Hola, Fringe listeners. This is Dave Cruz of Beyond the Strange, and you're listening to The Fringe FM.
This is Crow 777, and you are listening to The Fringe FM.
And remember, if you'd like to learn one of life's most valuable secrets, just send $20 to the announcer in care of this station. And by return mail, you'll receive your very own copy of the exciting 1.5-page book entitled Why You Should Never Send Some Guy $20 Just Because He Asks You to over the radio.
Is 1-800-588-0335. If you would like to text, you can text in at 501-777-5631.
All right, so if you want to be smart about it as we go through the signs here, and you want to jump in on the readings first, I'd go ahead and call in at 1-800-588-0335 and be waiting. So we got 4 lines. Usually we fill these things up each time we do this show. You know, you were talking about something earlier, I'll just admit, because, you know, Mary, I don't mind admitting just a few personal things on the air, but it's like you're talking about feet, right? And I got this weird thing about women's feet. I love them. I don't know why, especially when they get all dressed up. Does that make me weird? Or does that have something to do with what you were talking about?
You need to kind of like delete the word weird, because we women get out there and we pick our polish and we get our feet exfoliated and we go to get a mani-pedi, but there's something completely different about the beauty of hands because we work with our hands, and then the hidden sensuality and eroticism of feet. So most men kind of look at, oh, she's got her toes painted, but it's a savvy man that will paint another woman's toenails or massage her feet. So no, it's not weird. It's actually that you're paying attention to something that women silently are going and making these monthly pedicure appointments, and they hope that men that have some type of sensual acumen aren't just going to go to what this Scorpio refers to as the obvious playground parts when you're going in for sexual or sensual entertainment. You know, like don't just hit the heart chakra area and the milk glands, you know, or don't go down below to how I'm packing my luggage. Instead, why don't you do something like ankles and feet and, you know, raise the nape of my hair up a little bit ever so gently. And if you're skilled at that, then you don't tangle my hair and pull it, trying to pull your fingers on the way out. So feet are a very, very sensual, tender, and Joe, I know you know this. It goes back to the biblical, Middle Eastern, even Persian times of where it was very mystical when they walked around a lot of, you know, sandals shorn or bare feet, and the women would take this bowl of nice, comfortable water with flower petals and essential oils in it, and they would wash the Middle Eastern men's feet, and they would dry it with their hair. Now, you women libbers out there, don't go weird on me, because if you ever had a man wash your feet and massage your feet, they would, you know, you would like it. Trust me. So whoever yin or yang or gender blurred lines, knows how to attend to the feet in a sensual way to where they learn that massage of not just tickling or hurting. A lot of people will say, I don't like my feet massaged. I don't like my feet messed with. Why? When did that start? Then show me how you like your feet. Help me help you to be able to learn to enjoy someone being able to appreciate and touch your feet in the right way. And the reason people either get ticklish or jump back from it on the feet is because they don't get enough attention. They don't. It's a powerful acupuncture meridian, and most people, a lot of your audience probably knows, I know Art Bell's audience knew, the palms of your hands and the soles of your feet have many chakras in them, M-I-N-I, M-A-N-Y. So there's our higher frequency intuitive antennas are in the palms of those hands. I mean, it can be like speakers sometimes. It's why at concerts, people are either lighting their lighters or throwing their hands up in the air, or you see these people that get in this high religious fervor in the church, like a great black southern church, and it's like, glory, and the hands are going up. Yeah, it's because those hands are going up to feel those frequencies, the downloads of the frequencies, and dancing. Look at a lot of people that have these rave nights or these club nights. I mean, you'll see those hands those hands will get real busy. And I'm not just talking about other people's bodies. I'm talking about when you are in that trance dance moment.
See, people are saying, oh, that's a fetish or something. I don't think it's a fetish. I mean,
a foot fetish is different. A foot fetish is different than me appreciating, because we all have different opinions about what parts of the body I admire the most as a human creature. Like people will look at a horse and say, oh, look at its pretty tail and its mane, or that's so pretty. Well, as humans, we're a creature too. We're a mammal on this planet. So some people are really into the eyes, the windows of the soul. And when they're looking at an attractive man or a woman, they're checking out that eye type of thing. They're looking at the eyes. Other people's, they're kind of picky about noses. And a lot of times our preferences and or our fetishes come from some aspects of ourselves that either we would like to have more attention on, or we would like to have the cuter nose or the smaller feet or the prettier feet or whatever.
Yeah, I can look at a woman's foot and tell pretty much everything about her for some reason.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't matter if it's weird, or some people think they got weird feet or my toe. None of that stuff matters. In
the South, what do they always say about women that have their second toe longer than the big toe? In Tennessee, they'd always say, "You're going to be the boss of the family."
That's right.
And your kids are like, "What?" You're like, "What?" And as a child, you hear some of these country sayings, and you're like, "Why will I be the boss of my family just because my second toe is a little bit longer than my big toe? What is that?" Because that's what that means. And in Appalachia, they don't give you, that's what that means. That's what it is. That's just the way it is. It's just, that's a mammal medicine thing, and just take it and go with it. Then you wait and you get older and you're like, I am kind of independent. Mm-hmm. So was I programmed, or, and I look at people in the South. Yeah, we look at toes. Oh, look, and people will say, oh, you've got your longer toes just a little bit longer than your big toes. So, we know it's like, to them, it's like a gauge. Different cultures have different kind of gauges. So Pisces is do a check in with yourself. How do you feel about your feet? Do you hide them? Do you adorn them? I love toe rings. I love toe rings, and I love ankle bracelets.
Ankle bracelets. Yep. You've got me all figured out. Well, you know what? We're getting off track here. We need to get on these signs.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, ladies. So if you're interested in getting that post-Valentine's date with Joe,
you better get busy. Be okay with the foot
thing. Get busy and make sure those feet are like a Persian woman walking around in the Middle East, getting ready to do the dance in the harem. You need to make sure that you've got your feet in shape, because there's a clue to Captain Aries. There's your clue. So when we go through the signs, number 1, happy birthday, Pisces. It's your solar new year. Those of you that are, late February Pisces up until about the 19th. Well, we've got a leap year, so that's why it's going into Aries on the 19th of March. But all the way sometimes into the 21st of February, we've got our Pisces. Natives, as they call it in astrology, the natives of Pisces. So I want to tell you about this new moon first, real quick. The birth dates, we're adding a new feature, Joe. It's a new year, new feature. So this new moon is most favorable for the water signs, and particularly Scorpios born on October 26th, 27th. Pisces, born on, for obvious reasons, it's the new moon, February 23rd, 24th. Cancerians, born on June 25th, 26th. This is important for the archives. They need to take notes. I've told them that from the beginning. And it challenges these mutable signs the most. You Virgos, born on August the 27th, 28th. You Gemini, born on May the 24th, 25th. And you Sagittarians, born on November 25th, 26th. Now, those signs, and those very specific, I'm a specific wizard, those signs are going to be the most impacted by this new moon. And this new moon continues the series through March that since October of 2019, the new moons are at 4 degrees. And we talked about that in January because 2020 is a 4-year. So, again, we've got a 4-degree, 28-minute new moon. This new moon kicks off that solar eclipse that was on December the 26th, 27th of 2019. So all this Capricorn is arriving to hit with Mars the solar eclipse degree. So what were you deciding in that last week of December 2019 that you really wanted to activate in the first part of 2020? It's okay if you've had some setbacks. It's okay if you got frustrated and temporarily lost your momentum. Mars is now in Capricorn, and alongside a favorable relationship with Mercury retrograde in Pisces, Lilith and Chiron. Chiron's our key. They're both in Aries right now. So for Aries, with this Pisces Capricorn energy, it's okay if you kind of had a pause and you got distracted. Mars is just hit that Chiron Lilith square off, which is now traveling in the early degrees of your sign of Aries. So there's been a slight agitation for you Aries risings or Aries sun signs. It's been kind of spilling over in your life. Part of it could be an old inner voice. I call it an echo because of Mercury retrograde in Pisces in your 12th house. There's an old echo or an old desire for somewhere in your past, or that moment where you were just able to escape and just be into pleasure. But Chiron, since it's a healing key, is here to remind Aries that you're here now. So be here now and reclaim the gifts and the talents that you maybe erroneously have thought that you lost through someone or something, or that'll never come this way again, and all that kind of self-doubt talk that Aries can kind of say to themselves, but not outside in the world. So I want you to reclaim your space.
I've said that before. I'm not going to lie. Yeah, like, when's this ever going to happen again? Yeah.
Right. And so, well, the carousel's coming around for you. And so I want you to reclaim that's your affirmation. It's your power right now. Each new moon gives us a new power. So for Aries, I want you to call that back. You're a warrior. This is the time of the warrior on the medicine wheel. So it's like, you have to look at your authority, and you have to look at reclaiming your space, and it doesn't have to be with agitation or even a fight. Do so without any bitterness, no rancor, and no regrets for the lost time, the soul lessons, the romantic, the intimate, savvy. Even when we lose a relationship, even when a relationship goes away, we've still learned something and we've touched someone. So maybe we weren't meant to be together for a long period of time, but we're forever enhanced by the experience. And I am a firm believer in we either let it make us bitter or better. And that's that transition from Pisces to Aries. I'm not going to be bitter because that means I'm giving my power away outside myself, and that's not the high magic. I'm going to incorporate this, reclaim myself, do some soul retrieval work, and it's going to make me better. I'm better for it because I didn't know those aspects were still lurking within me if they'd been triggered before. Now I know exactly what I get to work on to gain a type of joy. So it's like you're going to find those, like instead of finding a long-lost friend, you're going to find the long-lost pieces of you, and that's a part of what soul retrieval is after shadow work. So the new moon that comes up on this Sunday is Aries choosing to invest all aspects of yourself with the underpinning of a desire to allow the greater meaning, the overarching greater meaning in your life. So with that, comes rediscovery. So you're rediscovering yourself. Aries is supposed to be the I am and bring it back to self. And how am I doing with this? How am I projecting with this? Am I owning my own stuff? So your intention, full moons are seeds. They're seeds. The garden, and here's an astrological tip you won't find in a book. New moons are seeds. And the garden that we plant that seed in is the house, the zone, the area of your chart. So if you're in Aries, the new moon gives us all a seed. If you're in Aries, this seed is going into your 12th house because Pisces is the sign before Aries. So you're planting a seed that's going to blossom by the time you get to May, but this seed for Aries is going into the 12th house. So if you're writing that down out there, if you've got an Aries rising or an Aries sun sign, then you're saying to yourself, my garden is everything mystical. My garden, the 12th house, is the hidden aspects of ourselves, what haunts us or what helps us. So it's got to do with everything paranormal, everything mystical, everything psychological, and everything where we can get in touch with our holy guardian angels, divine paranormal guides, your ability to move past rules of religion and get the levels of grace and get the levels of transmutation and transformation. So for Aries, planting that seed, you need to water it. Pisces is a water sign. So, if we overwater something, we drown it. It's like, and we can create mold or fungus. So for Aries right now, it's like through acceptance and forgiveness. Take that back to yourself first. I not only will heal myself as well as any others, but it frees me then to move on and embrace my divine destiny. So Aries are in a massive upgrade right now, and Spirit's really wanting to talk to you. So as an Aries, if I were Aries, and I'm not, but if I were Aries or Aries rising sign, my focus with my life garden would be, I don't want to waste away the hours with just video gaming and just playing and just the friends that take up all my time, but we're not really doing something mutually to benefit each other. We're just kind of like wasting time. And there's probably no such thing as really wasting time. But
for an Aries, there is.
Well, I get it because I've got Capricorn on my chart. I want to be productive with things. I want to see tangible results. And you can either leave that up to Lady Luck, or you can actually apply yourself with all this Capricorn, because that's what the planets in Capricorn are screaming. If you want to see results, do the work and stay with it. So, because that's what 2020 opened with, the big Capricorn thing. So if you're a Taurus, then what's happening with the Pisces lunation seed, if you're a Taurus, is it's got to do with the card for you right now. It's like the Ace of Cups. And so you need to be open to receive blessings if you're a Taurus. With an Aries right now, it's got a lot to do with, we're right on that, the realm of the whole suit of cups, the whole suit of the hearts and the cups opening up on March the 19th. But with Aries, it's still more to do with that King of Wands. It's still got to do with you reclaiming your power, taking back the kingliness of, I'm going to be, I have to be a good king to myself and to the kingdom of what I deem is valuable and worthy at this time. So Aries has got to kind of reprioritize their time and their efforts. But if you're a Taurus and Scorpio are going through more of a creative surge. They're looking at artistic and creative hookups and meetups and connections. And so if you're Taurus or Scorpio, the pleasure principle right now has a lot to do with how you can enhance your goal or your work or the object of desire that you're wishing to implement as far as your skills and your talents. So both Scorpio and Taurus this month are focusing on organization of your goals and your creative impetus. What do you want to actually throw the magic of your energies and your personality and your intellect into it? Now, I do see that Scorpio will be more focused on it because Mars is in Capricorn and all this Pisces stuff is just really got the creativity and the imagination wild with Scorpio. And if they take it away from just erotica and they take it away from just, going out there and getting laid or going out there and having everybody say, oh, you look good and you're so fascinating and I'm so into you, that's like the lower level of this, Scorpio. This is about what are your contributions of the higher aspects of how you plug into divine. So if you've got it just on a base level and you're making it just physical, I think you're going to miss the boat. I think for Scorpio, this needs to be stop running just into erotica and sensuality. Stop. You're just kind of wasting your energies. It may feel good, but you're not really progressing. And you can get stagnant in addiction. You can get stagnant in video gaming. You can get stagnant in just sexuality. These can become addictions, So move away from that and start trying to apply it as a building block of something that you really want to construct in your life. And for Taurus, they've got to kind of, with Uranus and Taurus right now, Taurus has got to be more open to change. That's not easy if you're a Taurus. That's not easy if you're born under Cancer, the ocean crab. So Tauruses have challenges coming up in their dietary holistic choices and their wallet. So if Taurus people or Taurus risings aren't keeping their eyes open, then they could be having some challenges or some struggles before they get to that celebration. There's a lot of distractions in the theme of this next week around Tauruses, and so maybe seeking some advice, seeking that expert, that specialist in the field, instead of just being a student of your own human behavior all the time, because Taurus can get stuck. They like things very predictable, on time, and when they find something that's pleasurable, they want it to be the same way every day. So it's okay to take stillness. It's okay to move into quietude, but Taurus has to work with the patience and the tolerance of allowing change. Again, the two signs that don't have an easy time allowing change, position 1, Taurus, position 2, Cancer the crab. Coming in a close third is Libra. So these signs, they feel more emotionally secure when they can see what's coming at them. Now, if you're an Aquarius, you're looking at the next steps that you've got to take in the work, financial, employment arena. It's like, it's okay if it's not everything you want it to be right now, but it's a lot to do with how might I sidestep tripping over my own feet, or the saying that I don't like when they say, well, you're shooting yourself in your own foot type of a thing. We're going back to the feet again. It's Pisces. So Aquarians right now seem to be having some trepidation on walking away from something that's repulsive or abusive or not fair to you. But the Aquarius, saying in their head, no, I have to do this. It's bringing in money. I have to put up with this. I have to put up with this betrayal and this deception and this lack of respect in this relationship or this job because I need the money. I've got to do it. It's like they don't have the faith right now, a lot of you Aquarians, that you could accomplish another type of work or have different things happen in your relationship. It's not that you have to just walk out of the relationship or the job, but you've kind of got yourself stuck in extremes. It's like, no, I know I'm suffering, but this is what I have to tolerate because I need the money, or I'm not ready to leave the relationship. No, you could actually try to get some more supportive tools to come into the relationship or the job, or shift your attitude and not be so reactive to whoever's trying to poke your tiger in the cage. So for Aquarius, their mind right now is on finances because the sign after Aquarius is Pisces. So the seed in the Aquarian's life garden is happening in the second house. So for Taurus, the seed is going in the 11th house of social and creative meetups, greet-ups, and connections. So it's kind of like a friends and tribal and who I have an easier time around. And for Scorpio, because I forgot their seed, their new moon seed is going into what's my creative child? What's the inner how's the inner child of me doing? Am I playing in life or playing others? So if you're a Scorpio right now and you're not playing fair, you're about to get your karmic boomerang. So I'm warning you, and a good astrologer will be careful. Well, yeah, I am a Scorpio, so I speak with authority. Scorpio, of all the 12 signs this month, you better own your stuff and you better play fair. I'm okay with it because I play fair, but there's a lot of Scorpios out there that like to tempt fate and take it all the way to the edge, and then kind of like the fact that they've created all this high melodramatic drama around themselves or somebody else, and that's the Scorpion side of Scorpio. It's not the eagle and it's not the phoenix. It's not rising up over just the things that create the theatrical drama. So the seed, Scorpio, the 5th house has to do with speculation and risk and the dynamics of whatever creativity could literally take form. So let's say Scorpios are playing it on the black magic level, or they're playing it on the, they're taking energy vampirically instead of like being a win-win situation. Then you Scorpios can plan to feel the tooth right in your jugular. Yeah, because the Pied Piper comes to get paid. When you play people too much and you're not playing fair, then there's that type of dark energy that comes along and says, hey, yo, you owe me, and today's the day. And rarely do people see it coming. So for Gemini, the seed is going into the 10th house. So this has to do with aspirations and lust and like that ride, the adventure to accomplish something, the desire. Why do I have the desire? What is it that I'm reaching for? So for Gemini, when the new moon, the lunation, we're in the balsamic phase now here on Friday, but when it comes nigh and starts to bloom out over those next 2 weeks when we're planting our seeds, I would ask Gemini, if you were to visualize your ideal, what would that look like for you? Because you're going to be sending out the intentions of this seed with the new moon to attract and realize and find yourself as you're pursuing the journey and the adventure. So for Gemini, it's about the movement of how exciting getting there can be. So for Gemini right now, it's the foreplay, not the actual results of the thrill. It's the how can I construct, the dance with chance. For Gemini right now, the seeds are going into an area that says, why not? And if not me, who? So Gemini is kind of like the Peter Pan principle out there. It's like, how can I add some uplift to this? So it's a 10th house vibration with this new moon. So dress your best. Don't get lazy with your appearance, and think, for God's sakes, with Mercury retrograde, because it's affecting Gemini and Virgo the most that way. Think about the crafting of your sentences and the way that you deliver your message. Let your artistry be in the message.
We got to take this break here. We can finish the signs up too, and then start taking calls right when we come back. We'll be right back with Mary Dusina. Stay with us.
This portion of the show is being brought to you by Bouncy, the paper towel that is so strong you won't be able to tear it off the roller.
Ew, yuck. They're unhealthy and gross. Bugs, I hate bugs. We keep a clean home, but occasionally bugs show up. Well, I found something that is tougher than bugs. Orange Guard. From contact, it kills bugs. Plus, Orange Guard kills hidden bugs and keeps new bugs away for weeks. I know. I use Orange Guard. Plus, all of the ingredients of Orange Guard are on the FDA generally regarded as safe list. Orange Guard may be used around food, humans, and pets. It promotes a healthier planet, and here's a bonus. Orange Guard cleans where it's sprayed. Plus, it comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Orange Guard.
You can get Orange Guard at Ace Hardware. And listen, folks, Orange Guard is tougher than bugs, and it's safe to use. Go to orangeguard.com. That's orangeguard.com.
Right, me old Chiners. I know it's an ad break, but before you lot shoot off and make yourself a cup of Rosie Lee or whatever else it is you're going to sling down your Gregory Peck, you need to listen to me babble. If, like me, you found your way to Light in the Void via a downloadable podcast, you might want to take a butcher's at the Fringe FM Wind and Kite. You won't Adam and Eve how many other shows there are or what they rabbit on about. Ancient history, conspiracy, the consciousness, the esoteric, the occult, metaphysics, parapolitical, ufology, technology and spirituality, to name but a few. They got featured hosts like Ryan Gable, Jeremy Scott, Alex Exum, Tim Doyle, Cortana and Gigi, Susanna Ross, the Reverend John Polk, Michael Deacon and J.D. Lewis. You might find yourself listening to the thoughts and theories of the author of The Fish you just finished reading. Or you could pick up the dog and bone, call in and tell everyone your own beliefs or experiences. So do me a favour, before you put on the Ansel or crack open a bottle of vino or roll a joint, go to the Fringe FM and see what you're missing.
Are you intrigued by Paranormal Talk Radio? You'll love the new Paranormal Radio app from TalkStream Live. You'll find a great selection of talk shows covering UFOs, ghosts, strange phenomena, and much more. Download the Paranormal Radio app now and start listening to the very best in paranormal talk entertainment, including the network you're listening to right now. The Paranormal Radio app. Free in Google Play and the iOS App Store.
Occult Arcana is a balanced and objective guide to those subjects considered a part of the nature of light and darkness. Addressed in this text is a compilation of material that will provide new perspectives and awaken latent abilities that we all possess. The content herein shall provide magical sustenance for adept and novice alike, and will help strengthen the cornerstone of mystic understanding and alchemical transmutation. If you are interested in this modern grimoire, you can find detailed information and ways to order by visiting www.thesecretteachings.info. Although esoteric and occult studies remain vast, they are rooted within a universal philosophy that is difficult, if not impossible by finite terms, to explain in words. Language places restriction and erects barriers to understandings. By this it is to be understood that there are some things man should consider far too sacred to profane with definition. For these concepts and the manner by which we live our lives, we shall take a note from the Greek philosopher Pythagoras. Quote, "Silence is better than unmeaning words." End quote. To get your autographed copy of Occult Arcana today, simply visit www.thesecretteachings.info or email The Secret Teachings at rdgable.
Hey, this is No Way Jose, a Northern California Piscean stuck in the Arizona desert. I'm a void walker, and I got the shoes to prove it. So what do I do when my soul yearns to delve deep into the realm of the unknown? I aim my satellite straight into the night sky and catch a smooth ride on the KTLK-DB radio waves. I tune into Lighting the Void with Joe Root on the Fringe FM.
Joe, Lighting the Void is the best show on the planet. This is Barney, your friend from Facebook. Thank you and all the crew for all you do. Namaste, my friend.
This is Macon from the foothills of North Carolina, and I am a void walker.
G'day, void walkers. This is Lily from down under Australia. The world may be small, the enigma is greater. So let your curiosity take you for a journey with Joe Root.
Hey, this is V, coming in from Central Maryland, and I am a void walker.
This is Kevin Doherty, a beginner void walker. I'm from Vancouver, BC. I know a little about a lot, and as Leonard Skinner said, I'll guess the rest. I learned a lot from Mr. Root in the show, and heard it from the beginning. I knew right then he was going to be a new art gal. Thanks for all your shows, and keep it up.
Hey, this is Derek from Mass, aka the Night Stalker, and I'm a void walker.
This is Mark from Chicago, and I walk the void to ascertain what is consciousness.
My name is Jared Johnson, and I'm from Humboldt County, California. I do not know all the answers to the questions about reality. I do not claim to know the ultimate truth about life. I seek that which has been made hidden as a part of a family of explorers of consciousness. I'm a void walker. Thanks, Joe Root.
This portion of the show is being brought to you by Suntwist Brown Oranges, the okay-tasting oranges with all the vitamin C removed. Suntwist Brown Oranges, the oranges for people who don't want to get too healthy.
Oh, those commercials never get old, right, Mary? They just...
No, I love them.
Never get old, right?
I love them. It's like catnip to the kitten.
All right, we're with Mary Dusina. It's Cosmic Conditions, February the 21st on this new moon. And we got to finish these signs and start taking your calls. We still got a couple lines open if you want to call in and get a foot ahead of everybody. 1-800-588-0335. That's the call-in line. All right, Mary, let's finish these signs up.
Let's do it. Okay, seeds, new moons, seeds. Not a full moon, new moon, seeds. So for Cancer, the ocean crab, this is a time of being by the sea, travel, adventure, venturing into the depths and the waters of your own energies, your own self. And I would say that Cancer and Capricorns, with all these planets in the polarity of your sign, all this Capricorn stuff, the South and the North Node, hitting Capricorn and Cancer. They've been already dealing with this all last year, and so this is the time for them to conjure. So what do you want to conjure? What do you want to create? Imagine your symbol would be in your garden is that you walk out to your garden with your seed in your hand, and there you find the magic lamp, the genie lamp. Now there's a huge responsibility with finding Aladdin's lamp, finding the magic genie lamp, because if you release the jinn, if you release the genie's already out. And so you better have, it's going to be sudden, and there's going to be 3 wishes. So it's like, what are your top 3 priorities right now, Cancer and Capricorn? And what are you? I'll grant the wish, but once I grant the wish, there's work to be done. And that's true for both of those signs right now. So for Cancer, it's about their longing for something exotic. If they happen to live in an exotic vortex, like by the sea, at the mountains, by a waterfall, laying on the beach, if you've got that, then that's already replenishing your physical temple. But what can you then conjure up to have people, if you're already in that magical vortex, what would you like to conjure creatively in the magical paradise, paradiso that you live in? Do the mountain retreat, do the seaside meditation at night under the stars. So you've got all those ions happening with the ocean's edge and the stars above you. So create the retreat, do the meditation, the ceremonial circle. If you're a Capricorn, how you say it, how you write it, how you contract it, and how you live up to it, because it's a 3rd house communication seed for Capricorns. Pisces is hitting their 3rd house. So your garden has everything to do with the written, the moving, and the spoken word. So that's those 2. Now for Sagittarius, it's about new love levels. It's your 4th house. So your seed is going into the domestic, family, relative arena. I'm so glad that's not mine. So if you're a Sagittarian, there's still some stuff that you're sitting there going, oh my God, if that relative calls me and brings their drama over here one more time, or it's the stepkids, or it's the teenage thing, or it's how that affects your mate, or how that affects the household, or if the kid storms out the door, or they have a breakup with their boyfriend or their girlfriend, it still can affect the mood of the moment in the household. And the Sagittarians are always just they just want to be the truth teachers and, give that wonderful philosophical life thing. But when you've got a teenager going, I don't care, I don't want to hear it, or my favorite, whatever, that's kind of hard to be the sage of the moment. So you got your hands full, Sagittarius. Just try to be creative. So and Libra, for Libra, because we did Aries, we didn't do your balance sign. For Libra, the seed is getting planted in the garden of the wealth of your health. So, okay, Libra, been running yourself ragged lately? Have you been trying to fulfill everybody else's on-demands rather than your own? Or have you been too self-indulgent and everything's getting cluttered and you're not dealing with getting back to the people that you said you would? Aries and Libra right now have to stay on task, be on time, and not be slackers or players this month. It's not going to work to make an easy manifest if you're not holding up your end of the bargain, especially Libra. So I would say there not only can be reality bites, but it's not wake-up calls, it's wake-up alarms for Libra. So you don't have to get it to that level if you'll just start taking care of business right away. And for Virgo, the balance to Pisces, Virgos right now, you've got to plant a seed in the garden of life that makes sense out of nonsense. So with Virgo, you're chasing around trying to clean up other people's messes all the time. They didn't fold the shirt right. They didn't put the softener in with the laundry thing. It's like Virgos sometimes end up being in an imperfection frustration because they're too caught up in everything being perfect. So we're human. We're going to slip and slide. We're going to make mistakes. It's how we bounce back, rise up, and correct it. And I know if you've got a Virgo rising or a Virgo sun sign, one of your philosophies is, if people would just put it back where they got it, if people would just do it right the first time. So focus, Virgo, on being a non-threatening instructor or teacher instead of holding all that frustration in. So I will say, as we come toward the full moon, that full moon's going to be in Virgo. So Virgos and Pisces, that's your strongest full moon coming up of 2020. It will oppose those of you born under the sign of the fishes, and for Virgo, it's going to put you in the spotlight. So I'm telling you now, at the new moon, stop getting caught up in the small stuff. Don't sweat the small stuff, otherwise it's going to catch up to you, and it could be an actual physical health frustration by the full moon that comes up over March 9th and 10th. And I'll just finish by saying we're on the north part of the medicine wheel. Colors that are very healing right now are teal, which is that pretty oceanic green-blue. Sand, for obvious reasons. It's Pisces. It's the ocean sign. And purple, shades of aqua, teal, turquoise, and those beigey sands, the actual color of sand at the beach. These are very healing colors to meditate with, to see yourself surrounded with in a cloud as you go to sleep at night. Themes for Pisces that we all need to develop: boundaries instead of chaos, therapy instead of addictions, awakening instead of avoidance, and compassion and mercy. And again, the theme for Pisces is, what do you believe in, and is it serving you? Is it serving you? Essential oils: lemon, Joe's going to laugh, it's one of those commercials, lemon, lavender, and Haitian vetiver. If you've never smelled that intoxicating, wonderful, smoky smell of vetiver, it's an essential oil that's it's almost like a little mushroomy kind of relaxing type of a vibration, but it will definitely take you into the zone. So when you're out there sniffing tester oils in the health food stores, look up that one. It's one of the ones that I put on my third eye and right under my nose each month as we do these forecasts, because it takes you there. It's a very psychically enhancing oil, and it's spelled V as in Valentine, E, T as in time, I, V as in Valentine, E-R. So that, and it's from Haiti. And it's a wonderful type of grass, like lemongrass, but it's a very psychoactive, third eye opening, pineal boosting kind of oil. Yeah, take that in. So that's it. So that's our Pisces thing. Find a way that you can see inside yourself clearer, and ask yourself, what kind of warrior are you? What kind of warrior are you? What type of authority do you put out there in the world? And are you a compassionate warrior? Or are you caught up in being right all the time? Or would you rather get it right? So we have a chance mystically to focus on getting it right and moving into a win-win type of scenario all the way up until March 19th.
All right. Hope everybody got that, or otherwise you're going to have to go back and wait for the free archive to catch that. So you ready to take these calls, Mary? I
am. You need to grab a snack, go to the archive, come on back. But now we're moving into, astrology is very yang. It's very electrical and it's very yang. So now your mystic is switching into her yin, like the high priestess in the tarot versus the magician. Astrology is like the magician. And when we go into these oracle, tarot, animal totem, the clairvoyant stuff I do, that's yin frequency. Gotcha. That's magnetic. Yeah.
All right. Just a few rules here too. Like if you can't get through, that means the lines are full. So, keep trying to get in, and also be kind, respectful, and no cursing, or I'll have to hit the red button. And if you keep doing it, I'll have to hit the lever to let you go. All right. So here we go. You don't want to ever irritate. You don't want to irritate a Halloween psychic. You just don't want to do it. It'll come right through the phone lines. I would be real smart if I were you. 4. Not you, Joe. Yeah. 80 area code. You're on the air with Mary Dusina. Who are we speaking with?
Hi, this is Irene from Arizona.
Hello.
Thank you for calling. Thank you for holding on, and thank you for calling, because I and Joe, we appreciate audience loyalty, and we appreciate your contributions of energy. You've got a sweet energy about you. You've got a very, you're wishing for something. I feel like that you're ready. You're really ready for a nice, sweet spot in your life, and I feel like that you're right on the threshold of that in March. Would you like me to pick you a card, or do you have a question?
Yes, ma'am. Could you please pick me a card?
I'll do it.
Oh, she's polite, too. I like that.
Oh, class. That's called class. Generosity and politeness and respect, that's class. Okay, so you have the 3 of Wands. This is the fire element, and 3 is about creativity. Think about Mother, Father, Child. Think about Father, Son, Holy Ghost. Think about me, myself, and I, the Trinity. So 3 could be a very important number, which is interesting because I told you March, and March is the 3rd month of the year in our calendar year. But in this tarot card, the element of fire is always what's going to inspire you to get you to move forward, big toe in the water, move forward on this desire or this aspiration that you're wanting to fuel, and get your engine started into actually allowing this to take place. So whatever rituals you do, however you do affirmations, call upon your guardian angel, find an archangel that works with the colors that you're drawn to, or write out affirmations where I am allowing creativity. I am now allowing prosperity. I am romance. I am prosperity. I am wellness. The 3 is saying summon it, conjure it, call it, because 3 is how might I wish, W-I-S-H, craft this into manifestation. So some people will call it the law of attraction, but one needs to realize when they're talking about the laws of attraction, if we're talking to ourselves, if our thoughts inside our head and our self-talk is negative, well, that's not going to happen for me, or people always dump me, or they don't really see who I am, I'm often misunderstood. All that is going to be part of the law of attraction too. So I would say I would put you on point with not judging yourself, but snapping yourself back to the way you want to say things and the way you want to call it towards you. Like, don't sit and write a pretty affirmation and then in your mind say, yeah, that's pretty, but that's not going to happen for me. Do you understand why I'm giving you this paradox? Have you been doing that with yourself?
Yeah, this is all completely on point, actually. It's a fire element. I'm a fire sign. The creativity is, I'm actually sketching right now and working on multiple projects just recently, just to get out of my depression. And it's just within this retrograde, actually, that started happening. And then just the manifestation, everything that I've been asking for has been coming to me, but now I feel just kind of overwhelmed with it and not sure if that's even what I really want. So I'm definitely trying to watch myself with that. Wow.
Wonderful. Now listen, you're over half the problem. Let me encourage you by your own energies just there. You started to see that things were manifesting and you started to feel a little bit of the potentially manic overwhelm. So it's like, here's where I want you to pat yourself on the back. Whoa. My fire element is working. I summoned, I conjured, I called, it's arriving. So when we start to feel overwhelmed, especially in Pisces, here's what I want you to do. Take that creative pregnant pause and let it just kind of percolate. Just like you put the grounds in the coffee, you grind the beans, it's got to percolate. The water's got to go through there, right? So let yourself enjoy that smell of grinding the beans of creativity. The beans have come. Jack and the beanstalk, the beans have come to you, and now they're getting ground, and you're about to bask in that aroma and that flavor. So I want you to kind of sit back and go, nice. Let me just drink this in for a minute. I don't have to jump on anything. I think sometimes, Joe and caller, I think sometimes we don't really relish the moment. It's like we're so ready to be on to the next thing that's either not right or we want to get right that we need to take that accomplishment moment and go, wow, cool, rich. This is rich. I talked to the invisible forces and this just happened. Mm-hmm. That's magic. I think we need to incorporate that in our magic and how we're conjuring and casting. And I think that we somehow slide too fast past the gratitude and the momentum of the moment, because I'm telling you, not only do you have a sweet and polite and respectful demeanor, all good qualities, all pluses, I think you need to just apply that to yourself right now. It's like, girl, you did it.
Yeah.
Really.
So there you go. And thanks for your call from Arizona. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
You have a good.
Thank you both.
Yeah, that one was on point. That's always good when you do that, right? When you get them on point, Mary. Huh?
Well, more than being.
It is for me. I like it anyway.
I know you do. It's okay to be specific about the data, but I want to be specific in getting them navigating on their own path and seizing the magic themselves. I'm a different kind of psychic like that. Like, I don't need the applause and the accolades as much as I want to know that if I'm involved with someone in the first place, we're getting them to be able to bask in their own beauty. That's important for me.
620 area code. You're on the air with Mary Dusina, who he's speaking with.
Hi, Joe and Mary. This is Ashley from Southeast Kansas. How are you guys doing tonight?
Good, Ashley. How are you?
Hi, Ashley. How are you from how's Kansas? How's the land of Kansas doing?
It's doing good. It's really cold, but it's doing good.
Oh, I know. I've been through that here in the Smoky Mountains, too. It's just like, good God, give us some rain, and then why don't you just freeze us and make it a nice popsicle over here? I feel laughter around you, and I just feel like that you're giddy and you're finding the grand humor in life, and you're able to make joy, and you're like what people would consider mundane or routine, or almost for a lot of people, is anything going to be happening here? Is anything going to be happening here? I mean, everything's just kind of like in a stasis moment. And I feel like that there's either you're going to go see a comedian or be around funny people, or part of your meditative magic is to watch funny things on the internet, or what helps calm you is just turning on the comedy channel. It's like, I just feel like laughter is your medicine right now. Have you been doing more of that lately? Or wanting it?
I've actually, yes, I've been smiling a lot more lately and laughing a lot more lately. Yeah, that's pretty spot on.
You know, that's a delicious energy. And your card is the Ace of Swords. So you've got the air element, the intellect, the ability to work with your inner magic, imagination, the nation of your inner landscape and your magic. And the aces are always gifts coming towards you from the invisible, from the paranormal, from the supernatural. So aces are beginnings, and it's a great force. It's a great force in working with the force. So it's approaching the forces of the divinity and magic with respect. So the Ace of Swords usually speaks about the season of summer. So if you're not born in summer, then look at people that have like a summer season birthday, as well as the summer of 2020 being when you really gain this. It's going to all speed up. It's not just because it's warm outside. No. We all get busier in summer with things because the weather is conducive to that in the Northern Hemisphere. But this is different. This is about you really getting recognition, and it's not a divided path anymore. When you get to summer, the path is going to be very clear, very specific, and very concise. And you're going to have to seize the moment.
That helps you.
I love that. My birthday's in July, so that's very exciting.
She's a summer. She's a summer blossom. She's a summer. Good. Well, you've got it's opening up for you, but this is a good planning stage for you. And if you listen to the first hour, the emphasis of a Mercury retrograde is try to get specific with what you know you could change within your own game. You know, what are we not believing in ourselves? You know, work on eradicating that. Working on pushing the delete button on. I'm not going to let that hold me back anymore.
All righty. Well.
Okay.
Thanks for calling,
Ashley. You did exactly what I needed you to do. Thank you, Mary. You guys have a good night.
She's navigating. Thanks, honey.
Navigating. It's the navigator.
She's navigating. She's taking the wheel, and she's steering her course. That's the kind of psychic readings I want to give. Let's get you further along your dream manifestation. I love doing that for people. That's a good reading. If you can confirm it with somebody, or you can give them their next step, then it's helping them turn a key and not be stuck anymore, and that's magic.
Yeah, I agree. All right. Let's go to line 3918 area code. You're on the air with Mary Dusina. Who are we speaking with?
Hey, this is Robert from Northeast Oklahoma. How y'all doing tonight?
Hey, Robert.
Oklahoma.
That's pretty close to my hometown, Arkansas. Oklahoma's good.
Yeah, I'm right around the corner from you, Joe.
Fantastic. You got a question for our Mystic Mary Dusina tonight, or do you just want her to pull a card or whatever?
You know, I don't have a specific question. I just felt compelled to call in, and I've always been
how nice of you. Thank you for your energy. Thank you for your time and your energy. That's it's late night in my Eastern time zone, so I really respect that people wait for this show once a month, and that we can provide a service that can help uplift energies. That's big for me. So I got the Page of Pentacles for you. Now, in the turning of the wheel, if Pisces, even though it's a water sign, is the last sign technically of winter, I know in my region we're still feeling winter, pages have to do with the excited student, the person that wants to apply, really wants to apply, drinking in the knowledge and then applying what they've learned. So it's, a true teacher is always an eager student. And so I feel like that your skill abilities, your talents, your ability to upgrade a skill, be more tunnel visioned about some type of apprenticeship or skill or something that you're either teaching or studying is favoring you all the way into the third week of March. And what's ironic about this deck that I'm using tonight, the Page of Pentacles actually has the scene of the rows of a garden, and all the little shoots of the new crops, that the 4 little leaves are coming up. I see all in the rows of this garden. The seeds made it. The crop is now born. It's like above ground. It's not just a seed in the moist, dark Mother Earth. This is actually, your garden is already blossoming, which is interesting to me. So I want to say that I want to go back to when we hit Yule, winter solstice, which begins on the medicine wheel, the direction of the winter signs and that final earth sign of Capricorn. And if you've been listening, we still got a whole brigade of Capricorn planets and transits going on right now. And this card has a single male holding, with both of his hands placed upon a beautiful, very large, ornate pentacle or golden coin. And in regular playing cards, this is the diamonds. So this has to do with however you've been a diamond in the rough, it's getting polished. There's something getting polished. There's something that's beginning to shine brighter. There's something that once was an idea, a hope, a wish, a goal, but the actual visual on this oracle card, on this tarot card, is that the garden, it's done it. The seeds cracked the shell and they're above ground now. So they're already ready to accelerate with the warmth and the growing season of the sun, which is interesting given that it's a winter card. So somehow you're ahead of the game. You're ahead of the season even. You're ahead of the season. So I feel like that whatever idea you've been wanting to see germinate is now broken ground, and it's ready to take on its new life, and whatever the ultimate destiny is of the crop, the blossoming and the blooming of that seed or that fruit or that vegetable, all of those things bring us what? Actual temple nourishment. Whether we sell what we grow in the garden and or use it for our own nourishment, there's something coming towards you that's going to be both profitable and nourishing in a multi-leveled way.
There you go.
That's fantastic. I can't wait to see how that manifests.
Yeah, call us back, because I keep hearing an idea whose time has come. An idea, a seed idea whose time has come. It's your time. It's going to happen for you. So, Joe and I love it when you guys call us back and tell us how it panned out.
Yeah, and thank you for calling into Robert from Oklahoma. Yeah, if it does, let us know, because it's always cool to hear that. It really is. I love it when people call back in.
I love feedback. Yep.
Thanks for calling, brother.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much, Mary and Joe, both. You all have a blessed evening.
You too.
I'll take it. Thank you.
I really do. I hope he calls back in. All right, so we got one line open, so if you want to jump in, do it now. All right, so we're going to take our break, and then we'll be right back. You guys don't go anywhere. More Mary Dusina and her readings coming up.
This portion of the show is being brought to you by the law firm of Cheatham and Jipham, where this month only they'll throw in a free corpus delicti with every uncontested divorce.
Hi, this is Kronox from Belgium, and you're listening to Lighting the Void with Joe Roop.
This is Reverend John M. Polk, and you are listening to KTLK Digital Broadcasting right here on the Fringe.fm.
Hey, is that a new music app?
Yeah, check it out. Surfer Music Discovery. It links to thousands of online stations, but the twist is you see the song names and artists that are now playing live.
That's different. No guessing. Looks like a waterfall of music.
So many formats. Rock, oldies, country, R&B, jazz, and a whole lot more.
How's that spelled?
Surfer. S-U-R-F-R.
Is it expensive?
It's free. No need to sign up or sign in.
Get the Surfer Music app free from Google Play or the App Store.
Introducing Shadow Light Tarot from Waking Canvas.
The Fringe FM's new contributing artist, Eric Tisi. This hand-illustrated black and white self-published deck serves as a reinvention of the tarot, never before witnessed. Each of the several suits of this 88-card deck lineup form an infinite panoramic scene. Even the included visual companion guidebook is entirely hand-illustrated, cover to cover, with beautiful visuals and esoteric symbols and artwork. The newly released deck comes in a custom magnetic box with its own travel pouch. The Shadowlight Tarot Premium Deck and its travel-sized mini deck Wonderlight Tarot are both available now from WakingCanvas.com. If you use the code word FRINGE, that's FRINGE at checkout, you'll receive an extra 10% off your entire order. To discover more, including a free reading and time lapses of all the illustrated artwork, make your way over to WakingCanvas.com today. That's WakingCanvas.com.
Somewhere between abnormal and paranormal, there's a show called Into the Paranormal. I'm Jeremy Scott. Hear me live Saturdays at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 Eastern on the Fringe FM.
So, you love talk radio? Then you'll love TalkStreamLive.com. TalkStream Live is always on, 24/7, with the best streaming talk shows. Find your favorite talkers and discover some new ones. It's free, readily available online or on mobile with any smartphone or tablet. Finding your favorite talk shows all in one place has gotten a whole lot easier. Just go to TalkStreamLive.com. Be sure to download the free apps from Google Play or the iTunes App Store.
Have you ever seen an ad or banner which brought you a feeling that someone is reading your mind or even listening to your conversations? Your online data is being used against you. Surfshark is a VPN service that makes online privacy protection easy and attainable. You can use it on as many devices as you'd like simultaneously. The VPN service that we use at UFO Seekers, plus 1 month free for $1.99 a month. Visit surfshark.deals/seekers. We spend almost as much time online as sleeping, and that's 6 to 8 hours a day. The internet knows a lot about us, and that's why we should care about our online data. Use Surfshark to encrypt your personal information and send it via a secure VPN tunnel so that no one can see it without your permission. Visit surfshark.deals/seekers. You need to protect yourself from surveillance and targeted advertising. Surfshark encrypts all internet traffic sent to and from your devices and ensures that your IP address remains hidden. The VPN service that we use at UFO Seekers, plus 1 month free for $1.99 a month. Visit surfshark.deals/seekers.
Why is it we're not very good with our health regimen until it's too late? We don't put oil in the car until the engine blows up. When the body's out of balance, your health is not so good. Give your body some love. Log on to GetTheT.com. That's GetTheT.com. Try our Life Change Tea, which cleanses you from harmful intruders. A clean colon is one of the ways to bring the body in balance. We also carry organic supplements to help you get where you need to go. So do your body a favor. Log on to GetTheT.com. That's GetTheT.com. You can even visit our sales page to save some dough. Does anybody call money dough anymore? Anyway, if you're looking for short, helpful health tips, go to YouTube and punch in Health Matters Now. That's Health Matters Now. So, log on to GetTheT.com, shop, get balanced, then learn some cool tips at Health Matters Now. You'll be glad you did. That's GetTheT.com.
Hi, this is David Oman with HouseAtTheEndOfTheDrive.com. You're listening to KTLK, The Fringe FM.
This portion of the show is being brought to you by Beech Nuts Mashed and Strained Chewing Tobacco for babies who just can't wait to grow up to be cowboys.
All right, I don't know what happened. We might have lost the music during break, but I'll tell you what, this is what we're going to do. 1-800-588-0335 is the call-in number. Man, y'all missed that. That was funny. I might have to replay that one, too. All right, 1-800-588-0335 is the call-in number, and it looks like we're going to do 828 area code. You're on the air first with Mary Dusina. Who are you speaking with?
This is Macon, a.k.a. Dirty Bacon.
What's up, Macon?
What's happening, man? Hey, Mary.
Hey, I like that name. What is it? Macon Dirty Bacon? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Now, that's creative.
Yeah.
That's great. We'll just have to call him Delicious. Ooh.
If you have any technical issues tonight, we can always... The one good thing about Mercury retrograde is even if it's not real, we can always just blame it on that, right? So it's
Absolutely. Yeah, why not?
You got a question, though? Did he ask a specific question for Mary, or are you just doing it?
Yeah, I got a specific question. Kind of on a spiritual journey, so I just want to, get some clarification and stuff like that.
Okay. So do you want to ask a question, or you want me to pick a card?
Just pick a card. It'd be great.
Pick a card.
That's what most people like, because then they don't have to fess up. They can just take in the data. I don't blame you. Okay, what I get for you, 2 of them fell out, so we're going to do these quickly. I got both are cups, which is interesting because that's the water element. So hearts and regular cards. Now, one of them is the actual Queen of Pisces here. We've got the Queen of Cups, which would be the Queen of Hearts. And you know what they say in the Eagles song? It's the red queens that are the good ones most of the time. So there's something about there could be a very sensitive, tender type of issue or scenario that's coming up involving a female or about a female. She might be a little hypersensitive, or she might be a little on the defensive or a little tender. Maybe she's going through, and I can say this because I'm a female, she might be going through some type of hormonal high tide. There may be something that's, don't take it personal. It may just be this female, whether it's a sister or a romantic interest or a mom.
Hope they're not listening.
I see this. Well, no, it'll help them.
All right.
No, it'll help them.
They may call in and get you, though, Mary.
I'm ready. I'll bring it.
All right.
Just bring it. But I feel like this female deserves some allowance in the sense of she may need to vent. She may feel like something may all of a sudden come back into her memory that she had shoved way down a long time ago, and she needs to have those allies and those comrades and those support systems around her to kind of be her native braves or warriors around her. So you're somehow going to be involved in being a very positive support for whatever this situation or issue might be. And then I also see a romantic intimate link up coming around you too, because the Knight of Cups is your second card that fell out, which would be like the Jack of Hearts. And so I can easily say to you, there are messages that are sweet. They're not sweet and sour. They're sweet, and there's something about Cupid and Eros and the romantic supernatural forces are conspiring to bless you, not to curse you. So I feel like there's some kind of shift, some kind of an upgrade, some type of a more electric vibration that's going to be going on in your personal life. So I wouldn't be saying things to myself like, I gave up on love a long time ago, because it's on a white horse and it's riding towards you.
Mm-hmm. Awesome.
How about that?
Oh.
They like them apples.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah,
yeah, it's coming. I mean, it's not.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I feel like that it's not that you're going to need to rescue a damsel in distress. It's how you're treating and how you're supporting the women around you that may not be your romantic, intimate interest, but that you're really letting them talk, letting them vent, giving them some very good guidance without needing to be right, just actually, as they say, holding space for them. That's the fancy word for it. But you're really just letting them let their hair down, and it's just like, hey, it's okay, baby. Let it out, Mom. Let it out, sis. Whatever it is. Hey, what can I do to help? What can I do? Do you need me just to listen? Do you need me to go kick somebody's butt? What do you need me to do? How can I support you in this? I'm just glad that it's all roaring out of there, because I like it better when you're not holding yourself back. I like it better when you can just to thine own self be true. Somehow you're going to be that cheerleader in a very healthy, psychological, holistic way, and I applaud you for that. And the good karma from that over the last 6 to 7 months is going to help handcraft out of the invisible, if you will, the manifestation and the magic of a female that will be very supportive and nice in your life, coming around to wanting to be as interested in your dreams and supporting your goals as you are in that for the woman. So it's balanced as it comes in, and I love that. That's kind of rare.
That's cool.
And you know that already. You know how rare that is.
Yes.
Don't you?
Well,
I do.
That was pretty direct. Thanks for calling in, brother. It's good to hear from you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And what is it? Dirty Bacon? Making Dirty Bacon?
That's
What is the
Macon.
name?
Yeah.
I like it. That's Southern sounding right there.
Well, thanks for calling, brother. There is a place in Georgia there's a place in Arkansas called Macon. There's a place in Georgia called Macon. And then there's also a place, there's also a song by Jamie Johnson called Going Back to Macon. So Macon is a pretty country word, actually.
I thought his was MAKING, Macon Bacon.
No, I think it's spelled the same way, MACON. All right, so we're going back to the top of the lineup here. On line 1, we have 707 area code. You're on the air with Mary Dusina. Who are you speaking with?
Hello, my name is Kate. I'm in Portland, Oregon.
Hi, Kate.
Yeah, I'm really excited to finally be talking with the two of you.
Kate from Portland. How are you?
Thank you,
I'm doing
Kate.
well.
So you're on a different time zone. Would you like me to pull an oracle card for you, Miss Portland?
I would, yes.
All right, I'm swirling this deck around. I'll send Joe the name of this deck. I got it in 2001.
I just got back from Portland. Fine town, let me tell you.
You have the Sun card. That's really nice. You've got the Major Arcana Sun card, which means your inner child is aligned. A lot of people have their inner child stuff out of whack with their adult self. This is the 19th card in the Major Arcana, the sunflowers and the white horse and the child. And this every deck's a little different. This deck, the child's looking, always in the tarot decks, give you a little teaching tip here. Look at the creature or the event in nature or the actual figure on the card. Is it looking away from you, to the left or the right, or directly at you? And this child, actually kind of like an older toddler or preteen, is looking directly at me. The horse has got its head down, headed forward. It's just focused on protecting the child and the safety of the child. And the sun blazes out its beautiful radiating rays. And the sunflowers' faces are turned toward me as well. So the rider, the human creature, and the sunflowers are facing toward me. So this is, and the sun rules the sign of Leo. So this tells me that when the sun is high in the sky in the northern hemisphere, so again, like August in the northern hemisphere, we usually have the sun at its highest apex, and that's why the sun rules the sign of Leo. That's when our great star of the Milky Way is in its strongest position in the turning of the wheel. So a Leo person, the Leo area of your own birth chart, the time of Leo in 2020, and we just had a Leo full moon back in February. The full moon around that 7th, 8th, 9th of February was in the sign of Leo, because this next one's in Virgo over March 8th, 9th. So there's something about your taking back your own power and looking at
sounds about right.
The powers that are around you, like you're kind of looking at people's aura, their etheric signatures, their energy expressions, and without judging them. It's not about judging them. It's about you being able to develop your own medicine bag gift of discernment. And you're not only discerning what's coming around you, orbiting around you, you're also, Kate, discerning your own intentions. So there's a part of you that's doing that great give and take, that simultaneous give and take about where am I leaking my power, as well as where do I feel empowered. So you're in some kind of like soul enrichment, like you're in some kind of like life lesson soul enrichment type of a thing. And know this, there will be certain changes of the guard, so to speak, socially. You're going to be, again, without judgment, you're beginning to move away from certain faces and places because your life garden is going to be flowering with some new options. And I don't mean that in a judgmental way. I'm just they keep telling me to tell you that. It's not about judgment. It's just about reality. Do you understand?
That's how it is. I do. No, that's kind of in line with the work I've been doing on my own. So thank you for your time, and thank you for being here. And,
Thank you for calling. That sounded like that one resonated really well with her, didn't it? Sure did.
Shine bright. I hear Rihanna's song, shine bright, like a diamond, shine bright. That's what I feel with her. It's like this, she's a shiny, happy person.
You listen to that stuff? You listen to pop? I didn't know you that, Mary. I thought you sat around listening to old country songs.
No. Oh, no. Just because I was born in the Smoky Mountains doesn't mean it's all country.
All right. I'm just playing with you. You know that. Please don't get
I know
mad
you.
at
Oh,
me.
it's okay. I like country too, but it's just,
Look at here. All right. 415 area code. You are on the air with Mary Dusina. Who are you speaking with?
Hi, this is Carmi in California.
California dreaming.
I'm I just like a general reading.
Okay. All righty.
Okay, you pulled a major card as well. You pulled the great, to me, it's the great court jester. It's the great, it's the beginning of the journey in a sense, even if you're at a very advanced level. It's the 0 card, which is either some people put it at the beginning of the tarot, some people put it at the end, but it's the never-ending circle of life, and it's called oftentimes the Fool or the court jester. And see, the court jester was the comedian and the entertainer before either the ruthless king or the very troubled queen. So that was a very royal position that the jester had. They could come and go in the court at as long as they entertained royalty, the main heads of the kingdom. They had all kinds of privileges. So to me, it's about setting forth on an adventure and taking that leap of faith. Pisces is about the fish leaping out of water. It's taking a leap of faith to come out of its home element of the water where it has to live and be able to be in the air and be in its opposite element, let its gills air out and see the sun in the sky and then dive back in so it can replenish itself. And Pisces is the only of the 3 water signs that actually lives in the ocean. Cancer, the crab, can come out and be on land. Scorpio, the scorpion, or the eagle, or the phoenix, or whatever you want, it can go into water. It can go into the murky waters and at the edge of a lake and it come back out again. But the fish live in the ocean. They live in the ocean. So there's something about you making a very important life direction change that involves the oceans of your emotions. I see your dog, your medicine totem as a dog, the loyalty of a dog. So you may be facilitating fostering or rescuing or helping a stray. It's not about necessarily the Westminster Dog Show purebreds. It's got a lot to do with how you might foster or heal or help an animal in need on its way, particularly a 4-legged dog. White roses are your flower totem. And in this deck, not in all decks, as the adventurer, the person going out on the vision quest looks up, there's a butterfly in the air element, in the creature element. So it's not a caterpillar, it's morphed into the butterfly. So there's a delicacy about you with your faith and your trust to actually go on vision quest. So I just see the first half of 2020 being that you're making a decision to go for it. You're making a decision to, if I don't ever venture forward, how am I going to ever really know if I like something or I don't like something? I just need to get on the path. I need a journey. I need an adventure. I need to be exploring. So there's something that you're going to be moving forward with. Do you feel that yet?
Oh, absolutely feel that. I've had a huge changes to myself and am going to make huge changes in my life due to that. Just not sure of what direction to go.
Okay, that's when so it's Pisces. So what you do, California dreaming, what you do before we even get to the full moon of March 9th, if you're not sure of the direction, then you've got to go inside. You don't want to be just focused on the outer landscape, right, of where you'll move or where you'll work or who you'll hook up with. What you want to do is go on your inner landscape and start giving thanks. You don't have to ask. Give thanks. Summon up the feeling of gratitude. I'm so grateful the changes have happened. It was a little shaky. It was a little quaky. It was a little achy. But I'm grateful that the changes have now manifested, and I want to go within myself, and I want to allow myself. I'm grateful for the visions that are forthcoming, and then send forth affirmations of blessings, even though it hasn't given you the details yet. When I do those kind of meditations, I now give thanks from the prosperity and the goodness now manifest from all directions, from north, south, east, and west, are now the manifestations of my endless good. So it's covering you romantically, financially, mentally, work-wise. It covers it all if you just get the feeling of gratitude. You don't have to have the details right now, because ultimately, if you can summon up the energy signature of gratitude, you got it made.
Okay, that sounds great.
Do your homework.
Thanks for calling.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, so I guess we're gonna stay in California here. Looks like Sacramento area 916 area code. You're on the air with Mary Dusina. Who are we speaking with?
You're speaking with Amber. Hello, good evening.
Hi, Amber.
Good evening, Amber.
Can you hear me okay?
Oh, yeah.
How are you guys tonight?
Good.
Well, we're better. We've got our audience involved. We're better. We're always better when we've got the audience involved because we do this for you.
Yes. Love you guys. I so appreciate you guys so much. I appreciate what you guys do for us, and having this night with you on every new moon. It's so special, and I so appreciate it.
It's sacred.
Thank you. It is. It is. Yeah. Thank
sacred.
you. It's our sacred
I'm
soul
with my
signature
people,
now.
my tribe.
Yeah, so do you got a specific question
tonight.
for Mary, or do you just want her to pull a card kind of thing?
I'm kind of feeling like her pulling a card tonight.
Thank you, Amber. I see you coming out of some chaos, some confusion, some conflicting, like, you know, when you're a little kid and you ride the bike and somebody, like, you know, if you kind of put a stick in the wheel, or you get the lawnmower gets clogged up because the grass is too wet or something. I feel like that something that was a hindrance, something that was like, oh my God, what do I want to do with this? This is so weird. You know, it's just like, I don't even want to be a part of this. So it could have been like when we get in those situations where it's like somebody else's issue, it's the friends that we hang out, it's like their issue, it's their icky, sticky note that they've got to get through, and you're just like, oh, I like them both. I'm so not stepping into that. I'm going to let those two work it out because I can only see it being fiery. You know, if I butt in, I just need to just say to them, I like you both. I like you both. You know, so I know you'll work it out because I like you both. You're moving away from that. If that didn't directly happen to you, that kind of seems like it's out there around you in the landscape of the external world. But your card is the star. This is the number 17 card. And what's interesting as we move into the next month of March, you know, as we continue with Pisces, St. Patrick's Day on March 17th. First, we have the Ides of March and then St. Patrick's Day. That's also a big Pisces holiday where we celebrate the green and that land of the Emerald Isle of Ireland and the Celts and all of that. So I feel like there's something that's in your garden, in your life garden. I see nourishment and I see the water coming towards you because the star, she's the innocent maiden that actually, if you really study the tarot, people think she's got one foot in the water and her knee bent and part of her body on land. But actually, in most traditional tarot decks, her foot is on top of the water, like resting on top of the water, walking on water type of a thing. So she is a star creature. This is known as the Aquarius card. So we've shifted from Aquarius into Pisces. So if it's an Aquarian card, March 21st is going to be very powerful in your life because that's when Saturn's going to shift into Aquarius until July. So I feel like that you're ready. You're right on the threshold of making some very big soul and life changes. And you're one of those people that contemplates it, prays about it, meditates about it, goes out dancing with it, listens to music with it. Like I see you in a study, in a self-study and soul study with this. But when you decide to launch, when you decide to initiate, it's big. It's big. And for some reason, I'm feeling that St. Patrick's Day, March 17th into maybe like the 28th, 29th of March. So take some notes, write that down so you can call Joe back, and give us an update after those dates happen. And easily it could involve a Pisces person because I'm seeing this 17th of March. So maybe it's where you are and what you do on St. Patrick's Day, or what's revealed to you, even if you stay home. There's something about that day that's going to be very powerful and informative for you. Maybe it's the rainbow and the gold and the you get to the end of the rainbow and there's your gold.
Wouldn't that be nice?
I would wish that for you. Absolutely,
well,
yeah.
Thank you. Isn't the star card? Isn't that the Aquarius card or Aquarian card in the tarot as well?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I'm an
Absolutely
Aquarius.
it is.
So that really.
So there's two things there. It's Aquarius.
Yeah.
And do you know what planet rules the sign of Aquarius?
Uranus and Saturn.
Right. So right now, so it's never just the zodiac sign in the chart or the cards. So it's got to do with the ruler of Aquarius and also what's kicking up in Aquarius. So we just left the sun moving through Aquarius. The next big thing to go with Aquarius is going to be when Saturn temporarily changes signs from the 2.5, 3-year transit of Capricorn. It's going to slip into Aquarius from March to July. It's going to be into Aquarius. So to me, it's just my little humble opinion, to me, we get a real long, cool drink of the Aquarian age come this spring. I mean, I'm excited about it because, you know, I've been doing astrology for over 30 years. So when Saturn gets into Aquarius, and it's also going to affect millennials born like in 1990 to 1992, right around in there, in our own lives, if we're not millennials, it's going to take us back to the key changes and events in our family or in our childhood or in our teenage or whatever that was going on in our life. And we'll talk about that in a future show. But 1990 to 1992, who was significant at that time? That's coming up for us in the third week of March. There's a tie-in to that. Astrology is all about cycles, returning as reference points, and that's why it's divine timing. So when Saturn slips into Aquarius, if you weren't born in 1990 to 92, okay, it's their first Saturn return, then there's something about that time frame in our life and the big changes that either roared in upon us or that we actually set into motion ourselves that come again to teach us in an upgraded way. It's a big cycle. Wow.
Yes, there you go.
Exciting.
You're the star.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. Thank you for your loyalty.
Yeah, thanks for calling.
Thank you. God bless. Oh, have a good night.
1-800-588-0335. 1-800-588-0335. There is a couple lines open here. If you want to call in and get that reading, time is running down as the new moon crosses through the night. We'll be right back with Mary Dusina. Stay with us.
This portion of the show is being brought to you by Ed's new and improved chocolate chip cookies. Cookies just like the ones Grandma would have made if only she had 23 types of preservatives and 37 wholesome artificial flavors.
Have you ever seen an ad or banner which brought you a feeling that someone is reading your mind or even listening to your conversations? Your online data is being used against you. Surfshark is a VPN service that makes online privacy protection easy and attainable. You can use it on as many devices as you'd like simultaneously. Surfshark encrypts all internet traffic sent to and from your devices and ensures that your IP address remains hidden. The VPN service that we use at UFO Seekers, plus 1 month free for $1.99 a month. Visit surfshark.deals/seekers.
Okay, nurse, let's get this man to the ER stat.
Right away, doctor.
We see this every day. Heart attack or angina pain due to blocked and clogged arteries. Chelation can remove obstructions or blockages from arteries and help avoid painful and expensive surgery. Now there's Angioprim. It's a liquid oral chelation product that you take with juice. You start to feel the results fast. Angioprim increases blood flow all over the body, and that means more energy and strength to take on the day with less aches and pains. 60 years of research has gone into chelation, and Angioprim is the result. A safe and easy way to unblock your veins and arteries from buildup that slow circulation.
Paging Dr. Jones. Please report to the emergency room right away.
Log on now to angioprim.com. That's ANGIOPRIM.com. Or to speak with a trained consultant. Give Angioprim a call at 954-882-7221. That's 954-882-7221.
This is Barbara Charlton from Metaphorical Archaeology. If you've ever had a traumatic paranormal experience, the effects of it may stay with you for years. Who do you talk to? You can't go to conventional help. What we do is we use emotional freedom techniques or tapping to actually neutralize the effects of that event. Maybe when you tell the story now, your heart races and your palms get sweaty. You don't even want to think about it because you don't know how to neutralize that. That's what EFT tapping does. It neutralizes those emotions. The circuit that was recorded on is gone. The energy flows freely and you're free of it. And that's what emotional freedom is all about. We offer this as a pro bono service, but this is something that I offer because no one, it seems, is helping people with these experiences. If you'd like to reach me, it's really easy. My cell phone is 214-995-3754. Please leave a message. I will get back to you as quickly as possible. Or you can email me, barb.eft@gmail.com. And EFT stands for Emotional Freedom Techniques. Reach out to me. It's confidential. This works. You won't believe.
This is the Rogie Report news on the Fringe FM. I'm Jess Rogie. The rising sea levels have already had an impact on the planet. By the beginning of the next century, as many as 13 million people in the United States could be forced to move inland, according to a study published in PLOS One in January. And according to the study's authors, certain cities should have plans in place. Atlanta, Houston, Dallas, Denver, and Las Vegas will be among the most popular relocation destinations, says the researchers, whose machine learning model predicts an influx of hundreds of thousands of climate refugees from America's Atlantic, Pacific, and Gulf Coast. As people are forecasted to move inland, the areas even further inland must also be ready for the shift in population, the study's co-author, a computer scientist at USC, says. Though main cities will see a larger total increase than rural communities, the percentage increase in population will likely be greater in small settlements, particularly in the Great Plains and Appalachia. Nobel Prize-winning physicist Frank Wilczek thinks we're not searching for aliens correctly. He says it's a real challenge to figure out which among the 4,000 exoplanets that we found outside of our solar system may host extraterrestrial life. The classic way of listening for space signals is insufficient and inefficient. Instead of sending out and looking for signals, he proposes two new methods for looking for extraterrestrial. One is atmosphere chemistry. Atmospheres are especially significant in the search for alien life, writes Wilczek. They might be affected by biological processes, the way that photosynthesis on the Earth produces nearly all of our planet's atmospheric oxygen. Also, spotting anomalies in the planet's temperature and atmosphere could yield clues to alien life, says the physicist. Focusing on temperatures and atmospheres of other planets might not only be a winning strategy, but something specifically encouraged by other civilizations who want us to find them. A Florida man trying to kill demons that were tormenting him went on a sledgehammer spree and did thousands of dollars of property damage. Monroe County Sheriff's Office began receiving multiple 911 phone calls Sunday afternoon. Multiple residents said a man with a sledgehammer was destroying property throughout the neighborhood. When deputies arrived, they were told the man jumped into the canal, and he was later located walking down the street with a sledgehammer. Extensive property damage was done, including windows and doors smashed. The man told investigators he had been drinking that day and someone had given him an unknown narcotic that he took. He said a short time later he began seeing demons, and it was the demons who ordered him to damage the property. And then he said he was trying to kill the demons with the sledgehammer. The man was taken to jail and faces multiple charges of property damage. This is the Rogie Report news on the Fringe FM. I'm Jess Rogie.
This portion of the show is being brought to you by Ed's Eat All You Want and Not Give a Damn Anymore Weight Control Center. The last resort for lifelong hefties who are sick of diets and exercise and want to start enjoying themselves for a change.
To call Joe, pick up the phone, dial 1-800-588-0335, toll free from the United States or Canada. You're listening to Lighting the Void Radio.
That's right, you are, and it is Cosmic Conditions, our new moon show with Mary Dusina. I don't know how many we've done of these, but I can tell you, this one feels quite different. It feels intense for some reason. Maybe it's the Roaring 20s. Because that's what we're in. That's what I like to call it, the Roaring 20s. It's the year of the upgrade, I think. And it's time for everybody to upgrade themselves. For sure, right, Mary? Wouldn't you say so?
Absolutely.
Before we get into these calls, I just want to wonder, why is everybody saying that? It's time to upgrade.
Well, when you start looking at all the little statements that people make about 2020, the roaring 20s, 2020's perfect vision, we need to perfect our vision. I've been playing with that little wordplay. It's like, what's blocking you seeing yourself clearer? Like, how can you see yourself clearer and stop projecting your stuff, your junk onto other people? Like, if you know that you're impatient, then your upgrade will be developing, without arguing with yourself, some more patience and trust the divine timing, right? That's the part of me that loves astrology, because I know if I get impatient, because I know my chart and because I know how to read the seasons of the year back to my chart, I know my summer season. I know, which doesn't necessarily tie in with nature's summer season, because you look at your rising sign, right? So if your rising sign, for example, would be Libra, that's an autumn sign. But your summer season would be when you're going through your 10th house or when you're going through your 5th house.
Gotcha,
so
okay.
If autumn, yeah, so you when you learn your chart, it's an investment for you to learn your chart so you can get your own divine timing, and then in a given year, 2020 is a 4-year. It's all about work. We've got these Capricorn working signs up there. We've got Uranus and Taurus saying, look, get a plan and stick to it. Get some stick-with-itness is what's happening. So this year is going to change how we see things, and it's going to show us how we better could do things in order to get a perfected vision. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Fantastic. All right. Looks like we're going to hit up line 4. Line 3 is open if anybody wants to call in. There's a lot of clicking going on this phone here, but 209 area code, you're on the air with Mary Dusina. Who are we speaking with?
Hello?
How are you? Who are we speaking with?
Oh, hello. My name is Maricela. I'm from California.
All right. I mean, California's been calling in like crazy tonight. Do you have a question for Mary?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess maybe just if you could draw a card for me, maybe. I was just seeking, direction as far as, business-wise, but anything she draws, I'm willing to listen to.
Okay.
That's so smart that you have an open mind. I feel like there's been... The 10 of Wands is here, and I feel like that not only are you a good team player and an advocate for the job to get done, whatever work that you do, but I feel like there's been a little bit of a pattern that either you take on too much or you're usually the first one to jump in there and I'll do it, I'll take care of it, I can get it done, I can do that. So not only do you show great enthusiasm and dedication, but when you get around those lazy types of people, they'll sit back and let you do all the work, and unfortunately sometimes find a way behind somebody's back to try to take the credit for it. And it's not that you were trying to take the credit for it. You just wanted to move everything forward by being a person that would help fill the tea glass or go restock the this or that type of a thing. So I feel like part of your soul lesson is that you're realizing and you're not selfish or self-centered with this, but that it's time for you to, in the work career sector, it's okay for you to be proud of your own work ethic and the fact that you do choose integrity rather than cunning or BS or trying to hide something or steal somebody else's applause or glory. I feel like that you're shifting now, and I feel like you're ending a 7-year cycle. Spirit's telling me that there's a 7-year type of soul lesson, mind, body, soul type of fire, going through the fire of life and learning the needed lessons. And sometimes that's hot and heavy, and sometimes we feel like we're just frozen and we're stagnated at a certain place. But the card that you've got in front of you is the 2 of Wands, and this is about after the waiting period and we all need to do a little processing. Sometimes we skip too fast through gratitude and the need to process what we've just gone through, what breakups or letting go or new changes even. If we get married or we actually move across the country or take a different job, there's a process in getting adjusted to find our sea legs, so to speak, to find, our comfortable, relaxing point. So I feel like you're in some kind of tween. You're in some kind of in-between space before the new environment or the new upgrade that Joe was talking about is going to be happening for you. And I keep hearing April So I feel like if you started to get a little concerned or a little discouraged or a little frustrated about something seems to be taking too long as far as the amount of effort and enthusiasm that you bring to the table, I just want to tell you just keep going on, whatever it is, the interviews or searching online or whatever you're doing, and say to yourself, if the sky's the limit, and which means I have no limits, what would be the work that I would do, or what would be the job or the work that I would do that I would love? I mean, you don't have to tell me, but do you have the answer to that? I mean, do you know that there's a type of work you would do that you absolutely would just love to do?
Yes.
And have you been doing that?
I've been trying, but it's like you said, like the enthusiasm sometimes it's like up and down.
Well, that's understandable. But I mean, is your target goal is to go to work in something that you know that lifts your heart up, it's like, I believe in this. This is a cause. This is something like, I know I'm a good tax person. I know I'm a good real estate person. I know I'm good with kids. I know I'm good with stars. Whatever it is. I mean, but I feel like you need to while you're in a waiting period anyway, go interview and test those waters also. Not just, sometimes we take a job because it's a lot of nice butter on our bread. The money's good. And so that gives us a certain amount of relaxation, but it won't hold us long.
Yeah.
No.
So my feeling psychically is while you're in this little bit of a tween time, the in-between time, also go out there and investigate with a boldness, not a cockiness, but a boldness of like, you know what, I'm waiting to see what I'm going to take career-wise, work-wise right now anyway, so I know that'll bring me steady money, but in the meantime, let me go over here and just do my wild card and see how that turns out,
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense to me.
Thank you, honey.
Yeah, thank you for calling. I think you're hitting a lot tonight, Mary. You know that?
Thank you, Joe.
Like usually, honestly, when you do these calls, it's kind of like I personally like how accurate you get on certain things, but tonight it's more about, these are like big things for people. You've been talking about all that big stuff.
Yeah.
Right?
It is. It's that kind of cycle, honey.
A lot of people got some tough decisions to make, things they really need to do.
But it's back to your 2020. It's back to what we've been saying about 2020. This is what they call a hallmark or a big event year. This is a big event year. The last time we had a big event shift or the gears turning was when we had the Great Northern American eclipse, back on August 21st of 2017. That was the last time we had a big gear change on the train tracks. Now this is the results born from all those seeds that got put in that garden of Leo at the 29th degree of Leo. It was huge. It was the one that hadn't happened for 99 years.
Gotcha.
And so it's big.
We are back to the top of the board here again. Line 1636 area code. You're on the air with Mary Dusina. Who are you speaking with?
Hey guys, good evening. This is Andy from St. Louis.
Andy from St. Louis. Andy. Can you speak up just a little bit? Andy from St. Louis.
Yeah, sorry.
No, you're all right.
Yeah, I've
do you have a question?
To you guys a couple of times.
Okay.
I do. And Joe, you hit it right on the nose about big things happening. Mary, I don't know if you remember anything that I've spoken to you about.
I try not to. So give us your feedback. Give us.
I know. So a few weeks ago, my husband and I split up, and it's a good thing. It's a good thing. Tomorrow, I'm moving into a new apartment with my girls, and I'm hopefully going to be starting a job, and all of my money issues that I have been having, it's all going to be cleared up, like, within the next couple of weeks. So really big things are happening, and I just want to know if you have any words of encouragement or insight that you could give me during this time.
Tell me what sign you are.
Gemini.
Okay. It's interesting that you said that you just went through that it's a good thing that you just went through the breaking of how the relationship was, because, and Joe will appreciate this with his knowledge of tarot, 2 cards flew out. One, and believe me, the odds of this happening, cards can fly out all the time, but the odds of 2 3s flying out, So the 3 of Swords is your recent past card, and that's a sword pierced. It's a heart pierced by 3 swords. So 3s are creative changes, and the 3 of swords is like the heart got pierced just enough. The heart chakra got pierced just enough. There may be 3 people involved. It may be you and the kids and him, but it has to do with, it isn't a bad card, but it means that a separation of some kind needed to happen in order to get a clearer perspective. So, as Joe will tell you, I'm all about couples separating and breaking apart for a while before they make a final decision in order for them to see, are we better apart or do we miss each other, but when we come back together we can't seem to fix it. So I think, different than most people, although they're tough, separations can really teach us a lot about, is the relationship served its higher purpose and it's done, or was it able to turn from being topsy-turvy to change, to be the facilitation of change. And your second card is the 3 of Cups. Now, the 3 of Cups is like Beltane and the maypole dance. So the cups have to do with water. The swords have to do with etheric, atmospheric, air element. So it's like all the grievances got aired, all the words got said, the agreements had to come in writing and all that kind of stuff. Sometimes lawyers and barristers get involved and the courts get involved. But the 3 of Cups is a celebration card. So I feel for you as we approach the time of Taurus, which is usually like the 3rd week of April, as far as the sun is concerned, into the 3rd week of May. But right now, Uranus is in Taurus. And so we've got a little bit of that Taurus flavor going on in the first part of 2020 anyway. So I want you to focus on just serenity in your home life, in your domestic realm, to get that Taurus, like your pasture, the bull and the cows in the pasture, get that home base non-eventful with any violence or any yelling or any la 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 la. If you have to settle that down with the kids, we're not going to do that. We're starting a whole new adventure, and home equals peace. At home, we don't fight. At home, we talk, we work it out. You're going to get rid of that high anxiety type of thing in the home front that I think people kind of got in the habit of, because the 3 of Cups is, the 3 golden cups are raised up in celebration. So you're coming into a celebration after, kind of being a workhorse, after kind of feeling that heavy wooden thing around your neck, being the horse that goes around and around, carrying the water, or that workhorse, that draft horse type of a thing. So I salute you. You've gone through a very poignant release, and you realize there is a certain excitement, although sometimes some go, oh my God, I left that job and I'm starting my life all over again. That's not how I planned it. But you know what? I have faith. Listen, we survived, and this is an example I use with my clients all the time. When you start to get a little scared and your eyes are blinking in the dark, or you're looking at the zeros in the checkbook, you, me, Joe, all of us that's listening or seeing this, we survived the scariest physical thing we could ever go through, coming out of another human body, whether you knew your parents or not. You were fed and nurtured by an umbilical cord. It got cut. It got severed. You couldn't feed yourself, clean yourself, clothe yourself, and here we are talking.
Yeah, look at that.
So we survived. We survived. So when things start to scare you, kind of toss your hair back, male or female, and say, look, I already went through a really scary clown. Tangible life experience. I survived it, and so I'm not going to just be a survivor. I'm going to thrive. And that's what this card is. The 3 of Cups is the 3 of Hearts, and it's about celebrating, because you're not just going to scrape the bottom and survive. You're going to thrive.
I love that. That's incredible. Honestly, I pulled the 3 of Cups twice for myself earlier today in relation to my future. So this is just incredible. It really is.
There's your confirmation, honey.
Good stuff. Thanks for calling.
Thank you so much, you both.
Yeah, thank you.
Bless you. Bless you. And your children. And your children.
Thank you.
All right, when you guys call too, make sure that you don't be on speakerphone, because it feeds back, and turn the show off too if you can. Let's see, who we got here? Line 4 is open, by the way, so you can call in if you want. 1-800-588-0335. Better jump on it while you can. Looks like we've got, what is this? Michigan area, 248 area code. You're on the air with Mary Dusina. Who are you speaking with?
This is Jennifer.
Jennifer.
Hi, Jennifer.
You got a question for Mary? Or do you want just the regular pull a card thing? All right. A lot of people just want you to go with it tonight, Mary.
Why not? Why not? It allows the mystery and the magic of it all. Okay, you got the 8 of Pentacles, which is the 8 of Diamonds and regular cards. I mean, one of these nights I'm going to just do regular cards, Joe, so we can teach them how you can read playing cards, because that's fun.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do it. We could do it next month if you want to in Aries. Why not do something new in Aries? All right, the 8 is the infinity symbol. It ties in with the astrological energies of Jupiter. It's expansive. It's expanding. So here we have the master craftsman. So he's not an apprentice. He is the master craftsman, and he's like got his measuring tools, and he's got his wooden work table, and he's got his apron on, and he's actually measuring and cutting and doing an alchemical process on these golden coins. So in regular cards, that's diamonds. So what he's doing then in the regular cards is he's polishing the coal to equal the diamond. So you're a work in progress. He's working on the 8th diamond, or the 8th pentacle coin, diamond, golden coin. And back in the medieval times, especially in the Middle East, they called money, even in the biblical term, talents. There were the talents. That was the name of the main coinage. So you have 8 of talents, 8 of diamonds, 8 of pentacles, 8 of golden, wealthy prosperity. So there's an expansion going on with you to do with your skill, your craftsmanship, your ability to, when we were talking about 2020 being a year of upgrades, I feel like you're going into more of an expert or more of a masterful level of whatever you've educated yourself in. Your life skills have leaned you in towards something, and I feel like that this is a recognition time, and I feel like that it's like the infinity symbol to me is a halo with an intersection. So what you've been applying yourself and your skills and what you've been studying and how you've been dedicated and how you've gotten over the bumps and the grinds and the roadblocks in your path ahead, I see that coming back now to expand and reward you. So there's something about either someone's going to leave a job if you're already at a job and it's going to better position you, or someone's already looking very closely at what you bring to the table and the value that you bring to the table. And if you're fighting a feeling that you're really tired and stagnant and done working at a certain job or at a certain place, this is the good year for you to branch out.
That's awesome. Thank you.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. Sounded like that was a good reading. Thank you for calling, Jennifer.
That's what we like to hear. That's awesome.
Thank you.
That's good.
Was that a confirmation for you?
Sounded like it was.
Yes, thank you.
All right.
She's having the confirmation giggles, Joe. She's got the confirmation
giggles are always good. I like to hear them.
That's right.
Thanks
Me
for
too.
calling, Jennifer. You have a good night.
Thank you.
Michigan. We don't. I don't know. Maybe I'm just not used to seeing that. We don't get a lot of calls from.
We get a lot of West Coast, so Michigan's kind of new.
Yeah, it is kind of new, right? I don't.
Welcome, Michigan. Welcome, Minnesota. Welcome. We have Kansas.
Dan from Michigan? No. Well, speaking of which, this might be Dan the Man. I don't know, but it looks like the Chicago area, 708. You're on the air with Mary Dusina. Who are you speaking with?
Yes, it is Dan in Colorado.
What's up, brother?
Dan the Man.
Hey, I have a question for Mary. It's kind of a serious question. Okay. I'm
all ears, all heart.
I'm working at a job. There was a very poor manager who just quit. We were trying to kind of get him fired. And I'm wondering if it's a good idea for me to apply to take his spot or to stay lower, because I'm trying to trying to travel this summer and I don't want to commit.
Oh, so you're betwixt and between. Okay, so let me answer it to you this way. I'm kind of wondering if I should apply because he left. We kind of wanted him to leave, so you manifested that. But your card is the King of Pentacles, so that's the King of Diamonds. So if you want that position and you're ready to respect that, see, here's what you've got to weigh. I kind of wanted to travel this summer, so if you're good financially and you can let the golden ring on the carousel go around and risk another opportunity for that coming in the future, which I think it would, because the King of Pentacles doesn't kill your options just because you don't take it right now. But be okay with the fact that you'll go ahead and travel this summer because the money's good, and be okay with the fact, if I chose to travel this summer with this card, I would let them know I really would like this position. I've already committed to do some travel. I do the best of both worlds. I've already committed to do some travel this summer, so I would need to negotiate 2 weeks, but I'll take the position. I mean, I go for the best.
I like that, yeah.
Yeah, man. Like, you can have your cake and eat it too. There ain't nothing wrong with asking for that.
As long as as long as we're being light workers, Dan, as long as we're in it to win it, not just self-entitled, then you should at least boldly say to them, I feel like I'm up for the job. I feel like I do a good job. I would love a chance when you're ready to give me that chance. I have one caveat. I've already committed to 2 weeks worth of travel this summer. I can give you exact dates, and or if you want me to wait and step into it then, I'll be happy to do it either way you want me to do it. But I already have that previous commitment, and that's something that's important for me to accomplish, but I would like this position.
Now, Dan,
how does it hurt?
Let me ask you a question.
How does it hurt for them to know you want it?
Did you didn't happen to do any backdoor spells or anything to get this guy fired, did you?
Well, he quit, but I felt it. I was very Scorpio and willfully.
See now, come on, listen, Mary, didn't you warn about that?
I didn't do anything, but but I
don't feel like he did anything unethical.
I think he made it happen.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't think that he did the shadowy Scorpio stuff that I was talking about. Like the really, covetous type of, let me bring them down and let me just spend a lot of energy enjoying their fall from grace. No, I don't feel he did that. I feel like he intuitively recognized the energy aura signature that person had a battle within themselves. The reason they weren't doing the job the right way is they really wanted the hell out of there. And sometimes when people won't admit to or can't allow themselves to realize, oh, I'm so done here, it irritates me every day to come here, they almost look at it as like, see, it was meant to be, if they get fired or they quit or they get pushed to the edge, which is why Spirit will bump and grind us on the chessboard of life sometimes, so we can say, well, I'm not putting up with that, I quit. Sometimes our angels do that just so that, oh, God, look, they're human. They're not going to move on their own accord, so let's just go create something to aggravate them.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it went down like that.
That's basically exactly what happened.
Oh, Dan. Just be careful, buddy. That's all I can tell you. I'm sure you're fine.
So now what we've done, Dan, is when you've called into Joe's show here, what we've done is we've gotten you off the fence of being in limbo. So now you can, as Joe put it, you can go have your cake and enjoy licking the icing too, but you just need to let the powers that be know that you are very interested in stepping into that position.
Indeed.
Yeah, I mean, 2 weeks off would be, well, I was thinking more like 2 months off.
No, don't push it.
You need a month off then. Split the difference. Say, I got to have a month in summer. I'm pre-committed to a trip.
Yeah.
Let us know what happens, though. That would be cool, because I really want to hear what happens with
that. That aren't very good workers.
Yeah.
Well, Joe and I we're on a need-to-know basis. We need you to call back in and let us know what you chose to do as your magical negotiation. Listen, split the difference. Weigh within yourself, not because we say so, but if you really are getting an intuition that you need to jump on this, then at least say to them, you're giving them a back door, you're giving them an option. So don't do 2 weeks then, just say, I need a month. Split the difference. If you wanted 2 months,
we got to take a break.
Say I need a month, and if they say I can give you 2 months, just say I'm in.
We're going to take a break. Dan, call us back. Let us know what happens, please.
I call every month. I love calling.
Thank you. I like it.
Y'all. All right. Thanks, guys. Have a great night.
This portion of the show is being brought to you by Ed's Discount Hospital, the only hospital in the country to receive a 4-star rating from the National Association of Undertakers. Be sure to ask about Ed's famous 39-cent BYOA appendectomy. BYOA, that's bring your own anesthetic.
My name is Jake. I'm from Billings, Montana, and I am a void walker.
Hey, Joe Root. Thanks for lighting the void. This is Janine in the bluegrass of Kentucky, and I am a void walker.
What's up, guys? This is Daniel from San Marcos, Texas, and I'm a void walker. I listen to the show to keep myself aligned with the world.
Hi, this is Laura, aka Laura Lavender. I'm from Las Vegas, and I listen to Lighting the Void because it helps me understand some of the strangest experiences I've had. So thanks for all that you do and for always being there for us, Joe.
Alex X. Hi, I'm Alex Exum, and you're listening to The Fringe FM.
Listen, I want to tell you about G.I. Joy from GetTheTea.com. It's the best alchemical concoction of goodies for your stomach and digestive system I can recommend, and that's all based on my experience. Packed with colostrum, acidophilus, aloe, peppermint, and turmeric. If you do your own research, then you know this is the bee's knees for the stomach and digestion. Now, due to Big Brother's ears and the eye in the sky, you know I can't go into the details about what it helped me with. All I can say is I got relief. It's non-GMO, no fillers, no preservatives, manufactured right here in the US of A, and delivered to you by the only people who stay on top of the game and are out in front. Go grab a bottle of G.I. Joy at GetTheTea.com and see what all the fuss is about. Again, that's GetTheTea.com.
I'm Clyde Lewis. You are listening to The Fringe FM.
You can tug all day long on a carpet that's been glued to the floor. Then you hurt. There are many strong glues out there. Let's see, there's liquid nails and Gorilla Glue. You ever try to remove 3M 5200? That adhesive is strong. Then there's bathroom caulk, silicone rubber, adhesive tape, super glue, flex tape, and stickers. Graffiti. Scientists have come up with glues that stay stuck and can't be removed. Until now. Until Handyman Formula by DeBond. That's right. 95% of adhesives become unstuck when you spray Handyman Formula directly on them. Just spray, wait a few minutes, and remove. It's amazing. Most adhesives become unstuck when you use Handyman Formula. Visit DeBondCorporation.com or MCMaster.com. Call 561-575-4200. This stuff really works. Handyman Formula by DeBond, a great Christmas gift.
AncientLifeOil.com. For your CBD needs, just remember, AncientLifeOil.com. What's it do for the body, you ask? I can't say due to the people in the suits that run the industry. Big Pharma's all over CBD because of its well, you know what I mean. Research the benefits of CBD on Google and come back to AncientLifeOil.com and purchase your CBD today. Non-GMO and all organic. You don't want to be using a petroleum product. You want to be using the cleanest CBD product on the market. AncientLifeOil.com. We even have CBD for your pet. Help your pet's discomfort. Help your discomfort. Log on to AncientLifeOil.com. That's AncientLifeOil.com. Newly reduced prices to pass off the savings to the most important person, you. AncientLifeOil.com. And one more thing, we have topicals too. So if you have joint pain and some different issues that are going on in your body, you might want to use a topical. Think about it. AncientLifeOil.com.
From the afterlife and into your life, this is Art Bell, and you are listening to Joe Roop and Lighting the Void here on the Fringe FM.
This portion of the show is being brought to you by Ed's Frosted Sugar Flakes, the vitamin-packed breakfast cereal which, when added to 1 cup of milk, satisfies 8 ounces of your child's daily milk requirement.
Listening to Lighting the Void. The call-in number is 1-800-588-0335.
Well, the New Moon show is kicked off as usual. It's always like breaking the phone lines down every night. You know, when we started this, Mary, I was like, I don't know if a lot of people are going to call in. I really Do you remember that when I was telling you how much I'd worry about it and say, man, no, I don't think people are going to call in. Now I get all worried. I'm like, oh, man, I hope I can get to everybody kind of thing, you know? So it's been a successful venture, that's for sure.
I just sent Joe, to prove more psychic synchronicity, I just sent Joe a picture of the next card before we even go to the caller. It's going to come out. Evidence, empower evidence. So here we go. He can put it in the chat room if he wants to.
I will, but I don't know, man. I can't. I'm not fast on the trigger like you are. So
that's okay. I'm just letting you and the audience know the card already got sent before we even go to the caller, but it will be the card that we talk about for the caller.
All right. Well, this caller happens to be from the Arizona area. It looks like 928 area code. You're on the air. Who are we speaking with?
Ahoy there. It's Gigi.
What's up, Gigi?
Hey, what's happening, man?
Not much. I think she already pulled your card for you, dude.
I did. It was really strong. You got the Magician. You got the Magician. So this is the Alchemist. This is the Magician. When you're a traditionalist, and no matter how many decks I'll ever have, I still love my Rider-Waite, deck. That type of symbology. The Magician is the only card in the traditional tarot that has all four elements on his altar table. So he has the cups of water, he has the wands of fire, he has the swords of the air, etheric, and he has the pentacle diamonds of the earth. Then the Magician is raising his manifestation tool, his wand, up into the air as he points with the other hand down to the earth. There's a canopy of red roses and white lilies as the actual earth flower elixirs behind him that forms an arch. Of course, he's out in nature. So the white lilies have to do with purity of intent, and the red on the roses have to do with he's casting forth the life force into his wishcrafting or his intention. So here's what I say about the Magician, being a mountain girl, mountain alchemist over here. You have the power, be very aware of the fact, because it is not a common card that comes up, not in my practice. You have the power of the force for the next 48 hours. Be very aware of what you're calling life into, red roses. Be sure of your intentions and your inspirations about this, and then cast away.
Okay.
Because this is big.
It's intense.
This is big. This is like the part of you that's saying, you know what, I ought to just bust a move, and I ought to just make that real big dive, that real big leap of faith. And the Magician is saying, go on with your bad self. Let's see you do it.
Yeah, do it.
All right. Go on with my bad self. I will. That actually...
do it.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. But yeah, it's going to be a good couple of days here. I was already so do it. Just do it.
But I also want you, Gigi, I also want you to be thinking with the Magician like this, which starts the major triumphs of the tarot. They call them trumps, but when you really study the tarot, they just shorten the word. It's triumphs, the major and the minor triumphs of life, but they shortened it to the word trumps, okay, like trumps in a card. So this is the number one, so it's the full power of yang. It's electrical. So what does Gigi want to really plug into? What has he looked at over the last 3 years when you look at the Trinity, like the Magician, the High Priestess, and then the Empress? So it's like now you're back to the Magician, and it's just like, what do I want to call life into? So there is a big responsibility in manifestation when, as I said earlier, the genie has been released out of the bottle. So like you're at a powerful point, a crossroads, of being able for the powers that be, the forces, to say, okay, so you have our attention. Do you really know what you want? And so you boldly say, yeah,
okay.
Actually, I do. And they're like, let's do this.
Wow, there's several things you said there that are kind of synchronistic, especially the 3-year. Yeah, very interesting. Very interesting.
So I'm going to leave you with this.
Well,
embrace it. Embrace it. Embrace it. But be very aware. Be very aware of the power of this. I mean, you're calling this to yourself, so be very responsible about this. This is serious enough that it could be an enjoyable laughing matter. You can have a lot of fun with this, but the magic and the manifest is a very serious matter.
Yeah, so you better make sure it's the right decision, I guess,
All right. Yeah, well,
Thank you,
I'm
Gigi.
all...
Let us know.
The hairs are rising. All right, definitely will do. Well, thanks, Mary. And all right, thanks,
Thank
Joe.
you, Gigi.
Yeah, brother. Take care. All right. Let's go to, let's see here. Finally, somebody from the South, Texas, 817 area code. You're on the air with Mary Dusina. Who are we speaking with?
Hey, this is David. Hi, Mary and Joe.
Hey, David, you got a question for Mary, or are you just doing the regular pull a card for me thing?
I'd like you to pull a card for me, please.
Cool.
Okay. All right. I feel you've just come out of some type of hurdle or some type of heaviness, because what you have in front of you is the Eight of Wands, but what flipped out from my kitchen table down to the tile was the Ten of Swords, and it flew to my left, which lets me know that it's something that has been hovering, or it like in your recent past, as we would say, is kind of a magical term, and that was the Ten of Swords. So the Ten of Swords, to me, the suits only go up to 10, and then we start the court cards. So the 10 is when we've reached the maximum lessons of that particular suit's dynamic. So the Ten of Swords has to do with several things have pushed thy buttons, and you've had to really look at it from all four sides, and you've had to really say, okay, I now know what I will no longer do. I now know what I don't want to be involved with anymore, and I also know what I'm ready to leave. And that flew out past me, and then the card that was supposed to come out for you, besides that one flying in the air, is the Eight of Wands. Wands are the actual wand, the magic wands, the walking sticks have been cut from the actual mother-father tree, but yet in this tarot deck, they're blooming. There's actual new buds and new leaves coming out from these wands. And we have an archer, indicative of the sign of Sagittarius in this particular artist rendition of the Eight of Wands, and he's shooting the final eighth wand up, and he's got this huge bow, and his arrows are these rods or wands. And normally in a traditional deck, the Eight of Wands are coming from the sky and landing on the earth. This guy is sending them back up into the sky world, into the heavens. So to me, these are thoughts that are very productive. They are ideas of whose time has come. And I feel like somehow with that frustration card, that Ten of Swords, you've somehow done a great accomplishment with yourself, that you're not falling prey to other people's judgments or criticisms, and you're not allowing the negativity to sink into your own cellular nature as well. Somehow you've built the right kind of cloak or barrier or protection to where other people's lack of faith or negativity or not knowing or being able to see really where you're headed, it's not daunting you anymore. It's not going to daunt your journey. I really feel like you've cut yourself free from some rather long-term hindrances or limitations that used to kind of drag you down, and I just see that umbilical cord's now cut.
Wow, that's amazing, because I recently lost both of my parents 11 months apart from each other.
Whoa!
And I'm really just now I took care of them for a long time just by myself, and I'm just now getting to the point where I'm moving on.
Wow.
That's amazing, yeah. Wow.
Spirit's really talking to you, David. You know what? Congratulations for your diligence I know it's not easy. I've done that with relatives. It's really a full heart and willpower commitment to do that. Like I know just from tending with some much older people than myself that slipped into the Alzheimer's dementia type of thing, as well as my little mountain mama that had her senses all the way through until she just left the planet. So it's intense. And it's like we become like the little Buddhist or the nuns or the monks that are it's like there's a different kind of ashram or temple when you're taking care of that terminal person or that frail and failing type of person, whether it's an animal or a person. It's just frickin' intense. And we're forever changed because of it. But you know what? Congratulations to you, because the karmic boomerangs come around in a good way too. It's your time. It's your time.
Yeah. Great, because that was the hardest thing I've ever done, and I didn't know how I was going to live without my mom, but I can do it.
Yeah, you can.
Because she's with you. May I share with you one final thing that helped me in losing my beloved, younger brother way too soon with the cancer thing is when I met with one of my very reliable medicine men, and my main First Nations teachers happen to be all male, and I'm good with that. He said to me, listen to me very carefully, they just slip their skin. Spirit takes on a body and walks this world but for a while. And when it's time for them to return into the Creator Great Spirit, they then slip that earth suit. They slip their skin. So they are no longer limited by the earth temple. They can be with you all the time and yet continue their journey as well. And I got to tell you, that stopped all the angst. You can miss them and their company emotionally, but I loved my brother dearly, and I don't cry because I know he's there. I've had, circumstances happen since his death in 2003 that he appeared to me full bore psychically. Once when I was going off the horse and ended up smashing my arm and having to have 9 metal pins and plates and all, he was right there as I was slow motion going off the horse, getting ready to hit the concrete, and he said, you're going to live. This is going to be tough, but you'll get through it. So buck up, and bam, I hit the ground. I mean, he came to me fully in spirit. So those kind of things get you through it, So I don't, you did such a good job. There's no guilt, and your mother now doesn't have the failing body or the trembling mind, and she's now free without the limitations. Like when our animals leave us, they usually have a much shorter time on the planet. Mm-hmm. But I mean, I see my former animals all the time. They're like, hey, So,
you know what, too? I'm also getting like a big feeling that you're going to get whatever's coming to you next in your life, probably is going to be good, man. It's going to be like a sigh of relief, but also really good stuff for you. So you get rewarded for that stuff.
I hope so.
Well,
I didn't do it for a reward. I did it
don't matter.
Love
that's
them.
That's not what Joe. That's not what we're saying.
Nobody's saying you did, but you will.
Okay, look at it this way: in the old Southern type of religious style, they'll say things like this when you're listening to these prosperity messages. They'll say, first you ask, and then you have to know that you deserve it, and then you have to know that you're going to receive it by your faith and the fuel of your faith. And here's the key. Here's the key. And then you have to be able to claim it.
Yeah, man.
So you didn't do it for applause. You didn't do it for the inheritance. You did it because your heart and your soul knew it was the right thing to do, and it was part of your soul contract. And so because of that, you will dream of your mother. In our dreams, spirit world can meet us halfway. We leave our body and go halfway away, and they leave the realm of spirit that they're in, and they come halfway back, and we're both, in a sense, out of body, and we can walk and talk and have time together. And trust me, brother, it's real. It's real.
Yeah,
and that's coming for you. And that'll give you that'll give you your next confirmation of what Joe and I are talking about.
Well, can I add one more thing real quick? Mm-hmm. You mentioned Alzheimer's and cancer specifically.
Yeah.
And my dad passed away from Alzheimer's, and my mom passed away from cancer.
Whoa.
Bless you. Both of those are big, honey.
Huh? Big time.
Spirits
yeah,
rich
I just can't
tonight.
believe you. Those are the two things you mentioned.
I can, because it's really not me. I'm just a conduit. I mean, this is, as the audience that listens all the time know, I raise my hand on moments like this, and what do I say, Joe? Glory! Yeah, glory.
Right.
Glory's in the building.
Thanks
you.
for calling, bro.
Thank you. You've made me feel like the closeness that I'm feeling is real. Thank you so much.
Oh,
thank you,
cool.
sir. Thank you for the confirmation.
Mary, I got to say, man, like you've been killing it tonight, Mary. This has been like one of the really big time spiritual ones, for sure. Yeah. So look, this is the last call we're going to take right here.
Okay.
618 looks like Southern Illinois. 618 area code. You're on the air with Mary Dusina. Who are we speaking with?
Hey, this is Pat. What's up, Mary? What's up, Joe?
What's up, Pat?
Hey. Well, you've got a nice, strong voice signature. You've got a really nice, strong voice energy. Do you want me to pull a card for you?
Yep, if you would.
I'll do it. Okay, you got the Six of Swords. Now, the Six of Swords are the spades and regular playing cards. Six is about building the foundation of security in our life. Now, in the traditional tarot deck, the Six of Swords is where we pay the ferryman to cross the river. And usually there's a male that's actually going to be the ferryman of the boat to go over to the new land, to the new adventure. It's always about a journey, an adventure, an excursion, a sojourn. both physically, mentally, emotionally, soul-wise. And there's a female and a child. There's like usually the two genders are represented, or are yin-yang energies. And then there's the inner child or the younger child in the boat. And then there's 6 jeweled swords, which represent like heirlooms in that time and frame as we're crossing the river Styx. And so the 6 has to do with, that's the possessions that they decided gave them the most security that they're willing to take with them to the new land. Who knows, to barter, or they're from a DNA elder ancestry of warriors, and these are their great Excalibur swords. But this has got to do with being able to be confident enough to leave the land or the arena that one is familiar with, and to go ahead and cross water, emotions, feelings, moods, and go and trust the new horizon that waits for you. So certainly there is a bright, bold discovery. There's a new land. There's a new opportunity. There's fresh, bright, bold, new things right in front of you, because the 6 in numerology is always about acquiring better security. So you're on the move into something that's a more secure future. And as we were talking about 30 minutes ago, the upgrades of 2020. But yours will involve travel, journey, movement, moving on from maybe just the way you held beliefs, just the way that you said it, just the way that you orchestrate things. It feels like that your own ability to up your game is happening as part of this self-realization, empowerment journey. You understand? It's both physical and spiritual. It's you staying woke, as they say, W-O-K-E. It's about, I'm not only awakened, I'm going to seize it, and I'm going to continue to be empowered as I move forward and to stay aware and awake. So this isn't a sleepy time year for you at all.
Good deal. Makes sense.
Okay.
Thanks for calling, brother.
Short and to the point. I love it.
Yeah, Pat's cool. Thanks for calling, bro.
All right, man. Thanks.
Appreciate you.
I want to look, as we go into 2020, I need you to do this for me too, because I know, man, you've just smoked through all the readings tonight, by the way. So, but I need to ask you for a small favor. Okay.
Yes, sir.
The station's going through like a bigger upgrade type thing, and I need you to, can you pull something for the station and our crew?
Absolutely.
Kind of thing?
Yes, of course, because it's your whole family. It's your tribe of the void walkers and the fringies, and how this is, well, I get a feeling that the terrestrial radio thing is really going to accelerate. That just came to me from Spirit. Okay, 2 cards flew. The Lovers and the 2 of Pentacles. So what's interesting, and I'll send you these pictures.
The Lovers, huh? All right.
Yeah, the Lovers came up, and so we have on the left in this deck, and I'll send you the pictures so you have your visuals for the station. Number 1, we spoke about 3 callers back to, I want you to get involved with work that you love to do. So you are going to be putting more love into your work, and because of the career and your dedication, and I'm not playing anymore, this is it, I'm committed to the ride, and the rocket's getting ready to leave the launch pad, is also going to bring you, like you did your Valentine's E-date with the Night Stalker. I feel like it's now you're the Valentine, and now the dates are going to be coming towards you.
Oh,
and I feel like that as you keep your focus on loving your audience, loving your sponsors, loving your job and your creativity, and Joe doesn't have to be the lower aspect of the Aries that's in competition with whatever's hot and going on. You are the unique. You are the unique thing. So there's nobody that you need to pattern after. I mean, you can admire people and have creative muses, but everything that you're doing that is true to your heart and that you really creatively get an energy rise from, that's what's not only going to bless your station upgrades in 2020, but also going to bring you the real love that you deserve in 2020. The other card, and you'll love this from your magical esoteric perspective, in this deck, the man with the 2 of coins, the 2 of diamonds, the 2 of pentacles is actually not just a juggler like in other Rider-Waite tarot decks. They're levitating, and they're arriving to him, like levitating and coming toward him. He's got his arms straight out, ready to receive, and the 2 golden coins are coming in towards you. So are the 2 yin and yang, past and present, future, present. I mean, there's a lot of things going on here, but the two and the major triumphs of the tarot is the High Priestess. And only she knows what's behind the veil, and only she unfolds that secret scroll of the Torah on her lap. She's been given intuitive gifts and guardianship of what's really getting ready to be revealed psychically. So she sits on that throne of, I am the seer, and I know, and I am also the columns of mercy, compassion, and wisdom. So the two columns on the High Priestess, the strength and the wisdom, and there are also two clipper ships out in very calm waters as these coins are coming down. Now, in the Lover's card, different than most tarot decks, these lovers are actually committing to each other. They're clothed. They're not shown sky-clad like in other number 6 of the major triumphs of the lovers. And here we have Cupid, Eros, aiming the bow up over the woman to be able to let the man know that this is secure, this is real, this isn't a player, this isn't someone that needs to have constant orbiting drama. And they actually have, maybe it's an angel that took a human form, because I don't see the wings, but they have a gentleman that's been making a pronunciation to them about the commitment, and he's got one hand up to his chin, and he's dressed all in gold and blue, and the male is making like a sacred symbol underneath his chin. He's parroting the physical movements of the minister, rabbi, shaman, earth angel. So the males are like in adoration and in awe. They see the purity of this union that's beginning to take place. And I believe, first and foremost, that has to do with your mission, your soul contract of you being an alchemist and you being a shaman. For a lot of people that may never call you, but they're listening, Joe, and they're getting help, Joe. And the service, like your people are now putting on your air when they go on that site and they do the voice recording. I think you call it a pipe thing or something, a voice pipe or something.
Yep.
Speak pipe, thank you. They're actually speaking in a peace pipe to applaud and validate and thank you for who you're bringing to this station and how you have to use your wisdom and your discernment of who's going to stay on your station and who isn't, because it's moving in 2020 that it's not just about the money. It's not just about keeping this station afloat. The upgrade's going to be, we're going to do this, and this is a movable feast, and this is the main intention and mission of this show. And I have to say, similar to what I feel the one and only Art Bell's mission was. It was for the people, by the people, but he was definitely that captain of the airwaves. He was a pioneer, he was a true Gemini, and he wanted his audience to have that place to be on holidays, late in the night when we tend to get into anxiety or lose our sleep, and to be able to give them tangible, viable information, entertainment, and data that could help them not feel like they were just woo-woo out there, or if they wanted to dip down into some woo-woo and some entertainment and unidentified flying objects. So I feel like all of that's going to come toward you, but your first love, your first marriage is to the mystical, as to the divine. Then you manifest that perfect union, that perfect match to you. And I just believe with the Two of Pentacles and the Lovers, you love what you do, and it can only expand, and the coins are up in the air levitating, which means you're both going to be able to spend and also be able to receive. People are going to want to spend and invest with what the offerings are, support the patrons, pick the people that help them the most and ties to them, and work with their services, and then also help keep this ship moving forward and exploring new lands. That's what Spirit's telling me.
2020, the year, the upgrade. Mary Dusina, once again, you killed it tonight. Mary Dusina, MaryDusina.com. Go get some one-on-one with Mary, and it will change your life. Thank you again for coming on, Mary. I really appreciate it.
I honor the Void Walkers, Lighting the Void, and the Fringe FM, and all the patrons. Thank you all for your loyalty to Joe and helping us all be a tribe and progress in this year of upgrades.
We got to roll out of here. Thank you guys, the callers, the chat room, Pacho, Amanda, Don, Jeremy Scott, Eric Markham, Barbara, all of our sponsors. We'll see you guys next week, Monday night, a whole nother round of shows late in the night here on the Fringe FM. And if you're listening, we still got more coming. Stay tuned for the Secret Teachings with Ryan Gable. Good night, y'all.
views and opinions expressed on this program do not necessarily reflect those of the Fringe FM, KTLK Digital Broadcasting, its sponsors, affiliates, or staff. Listener discretion is advised.